Hello, I am here. Ah, one. Alright, yeah, I'll just play checking out FriendSim, reading more Promstuck. Might do something else, maybe. Not too sure yet. Um, what? Yeah, I'm gonna start FriendSim. Plan on getting through like 4 of the characters, hopefully. Well, not hopefully. I mean, like, hopefully I don't read more. I should be saying. But yeah. Hello, welcome in. Done. See, let's just get this going. Sorry, I had something came up. Okay, it's gotta get everything up and going well. Okay. Remember we stand Vriska here, and yeah, but done. Let's get this like as chill as it'll go. I'm kind of in the way. It's not too bad though. Uh, how far am I in Homestuck? I'm at. I've read. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to write this. Here, I'll put it up here so you can see me try to figure out how to type something. Homestuck. There's Act 6, Act 2. I'm pretty sure it's at the end, but maybe it wasn't left off. In the middle of. Okay. There we go. That's legible. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. Whoa. Dun-dum-bow-dum-bow. I don't think the volume's too loud for the music, right? It should be like pretty alright. Shouldn't be overpowering. What? Okay. Hello, continuing the FriendSim grind. Ah. Okay, now let's make close. Okay. We are on to our 7th character. Yes. Our 7th character we're in volume 4. Bum. Bum. Ba-da-dun. From your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily injury and touching scenes of camaraderie, you soldier on. You've had a few setbacks, made a couple silly choices. Boy, do things just keep happening. But that is not an important message. Oh, my bad. But let nobody say that you, the main character, are incapable of growth and change. You have made sure not to be caught in the wilderness near dawn again. You have made your way back to civilization. You can't wait to discover what new adventures await you. Adventures like friendship is witchcraft. Tagora Gorjek. Jack. I guess we go left from right again. You wander down a street in a not too demolished looking part of town, but you don't really take much of it in. You're not looking where you're going. This is an elementary mistake, especially on a planet where everything that exists seems to be on a spectrum of engineered specifically for murder. Two could be a weapon in a pinch, but you've got a lot on your mind. And now, as the car, these guys probably have some ridiculous word for it, but you haven't learned it, you hadn't noticed, slams into you, sending you flipping head over feet. You add a few new concerns to your list: your bones and organs. The sound of the driver yelling, "Watch where you're going, lumsquirt chugger," fades as they drive away, and you assess your situation. You stretch each limb in turn, which you gotta say doesn't feel great. You've landed in a bush which is covered in sharp spines. Your arms and legs are all still work, though, and when you do an experimental cough, no blood comes out. Pretty lucky, you think. You may have redefined what luck means by this point in your journey, but you'll take what you can get. You don't figure that luck will extend to this driver turning around to help you out of this bush. Your gazes meet and sparking an immediate and intense connection that leads to a beautiful lifelong friendship. But you let yourself hope. After a few minutes of struggle, the answer to your comradely daydream comes into focus above you, a figure outlined by the spiny leaves of your plant prison and the glow of the moons. The troll you see isn't the driver of the cab, but you don't care. Your heart is beating wildly with your continued lucky streak. Doom, ba-doom, doom, da-doom. Oh. Well, that wasn't up there before. Can I play this whole game in Alternian? Doom, dun, dun, dun. Ooh. Ooh. Boom. No. Probably turn it down a little bit. That should be good. Hello. Hello. You seem to have fallen victim to a collide and scamper with that scuttle buggy back there. Have you? Oh, that does not say that. What does that say? That's different, right? That's not the language I'm used to, right? Huh. These letters look different. Have you contacted your personal legislator? If not, I'd like to offer my services. My name is Tagora Gorjek, but please call me Gorgor. I'm here for you, for a nominal fee, of course. He pulls a business card from his sleek teal vest and offers it to you with a precise flick of the wrist. His claw beds are perfect. New Alternia retcon for copyright purposes. Ah. Okay. Dun dun. Boom ba dun dun. You try again to sit up, buoyed by this offer for assistance. He's some type of doctor, maybe, or lawyer. Regular Eternia is just 180 rotated Skyrim glyphs. Okay. Skyrim glyphs, like, not the... Okay, okay, play again. Boom. It doesn't matter really, because he said he was here for you. Those words go right ahead and burn themselves onto the softest chamber of your heart. You start telling him your plight thus far, reaching up through the brambles towards this beacon of hope. This guy seems trustworthy. And that's not just your lack of options talking. You swear. As you shift, the moonlight shines on you. He steps back briefly, dropping the card. The one eye that's not covered by a swoop of product-infused hair opens wide. He recovers, smoothing his hands down his chest and straightening up, clearing his throat as you continue to explain.
What? You're what? Oh yes, an alien. I knew that. I've done work with aliens before, so your situation shouldn't be an issue at all.
Fuck.
Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be represented by me. In fact, we may be able to use this in our favor for a larger cash settlement. It all depends on our angle. Here, try moving your chug column.
You aren't sure why this is necessary, but you wiggle your torso, hoping that's right. You've never wanted anything more in your meager existence than to follow this specific directive perfectly.
No, not that.
You add a little hip jiggle, not so much that he might think it's a come on, but enough to say, hey, I'm friendly and I know what the fuck I am doing.
No, you're the thing that holds up your think pen. Work with me.
You continue what you hope is a part of a troll friendship ritual, shimmying various parts of your anatomy deeper into the bush until you get your neck and he clasps his hands together.
There we go. That one hurt, didn't it? Definitely a case of a column snap, which can get us a decently hefty restitution.
Okay, sorry, I can't think with music playing. Restitution. There we go. Okay, I gotta turn this down, otherwise my brain works like even less than it normally does. For my end, at least. Damn. How much is one of these worth? Your neck feels fine, or it doesn't hurt anymore, than the rest of you. But you give him what you agree is a convincingly painful nod of agreement.
Of course, you will need to front the initial legislation cost. We may also have to injure you further to ensure our case is convincing. But you've got to break a few clock beast embryos to make a grublet, as you know. Yes, I think we may make a mutually beneficial team if you're willing to do what it takes to bring about the justice you deserve. So what do you say? How would you like to help me help you?
He's talking really fast, and you're not sure exactly what to think about your lack of funds or the idea of breaking any more bones. But that smile is sharp and shiny and pointed right at you. You want more of it. Shit. No, it's, what the fuck? Oh, it's okay, it's like weird, okay. Give him number 7. Ask him if he does pro bono work. tell him about the heaps of money you definitely have. Tell him the money. You mention how incredibly loaded you are, and how core to your sense of value it is to pay well for good work.
That's what we call good business. Now, get out of that prickle fraud and let's get you presentable.
He watches you flail a few times before he sighs, unbuttons his sleeves, and rolls them up to his elbows. Each fold is crisp and even. It takes a while, but you are good at being patient.
There's a 12% cost increase for instances of manual labor. It'll all be explained in your bill. It's itemized. Fuck. I'm sure an alien of means such as yourself will be able to handle it.
You take his hand and he pulls you out. He pulls you up and out of the bush. It's kind of a rough job. He's not as strong as he looks, you guess. He glares at you like he's daring you to say shit about it. And you are a quick learner. He cuts you off mid-thank you.
My office isn't far from here. We can go there to get things started. And by things, I absolutely mean get you clean and sign a lot of vaguely worded yet stringently binding documents.
Good morning, good morning. He walks with a purpose. You shake off the flora stuck in your various body parts and do your best to catch up. From the outside, his office basically just seems like his hive. You've learned a thing or two during this shitstorm of cultural exchange, though. You've gotta play it cool when a potential friend invites you home. I'm late. I lost track playing Fate Grand Order. You never know what cages or monsters or methods of evisceration. Oh wait, Fate, that's the mobile one, right? It's alright. That is the mobile one. Yeah, 'cause that game pays for one of my favorite fighting games to just have free DLC. So it's the only good gacha game besides, the ones I play. Evisceration, they might have laying around and you want to prepare a nice chill look on your face for whatever carnage you're about to be confronted by. Oh. It doesn't work. Your face falls to bewildered hell when you walk inside because it's all chrome and glass and broad white walls in there. Broad white walls. Oh fuck. Wait. Yo, his lush is dope. Man, I regret giving the guy the voice I gave him now. This guy's kind of cool. It's like he bought the fanciest looking crate and barrel display room he could find, down to the last useless minimalist accessory, and then never sat down in it. His luscious, a ferret, is chilling on an enormous silver thing that's halfway between a throne and a play tower. Everything is clean and bright at perfect right angles, and you don't see any weapons anywhere. It's fucking creepy. You ask him if he's just moved in because polite conversation seems like maybe the best thing you can do. In the absence of something specific to focus your fear on, you're just sort of a little afraid of everything.
You're not paying me to learn my life story, unless you'd like to. In that case, I've lived here most of my life. I'll go ahead and I'll add that to your bill.
Shit. Fuck, dude. Fuck. You stare at one of the chairs. Should you sit in it?
By all means, do not make yourself at home. Head straight to my abolition trap while I prepare our contract.
You really want to connect with this guy, and you like how you just vibed there where you were thinking about sitting your bedraggled ass in his fancy chair and he could totally tell you were thinking it, but you don't want to be friends badly enough to walk straight into something that has the word trap right there in its name without at least pondering for a second. You've become savvier during all of this. This guy's charging you up for everything. At least he's telling me first, though. Fucking. Okay. Here we go. Take a goddamn bath. You are more than a little concerned about the trap part of the instructions you just received. But hey, at least a trap you know about is better than one you don't. And with everything else you can see so freaky. And with everything else you can see so freaky pristine, he has to be hiding some evil somewhere. You wonder if it's a dungeon, a dungeon could be cool. The ferret bounds down. Oh, the ferret's bound off the pedestal and jerks its head for you to follow it. You do, because it seems like a regular thing to do, and Tagora is busy on his computer. It leads you to a bathroom, which is just as fancy and clean as everything else you've seen. Delicious chitters at you for a second, squirms its big noodle body around and leaves, shutting the door behind it. You wait a second till it's probably gone before you test the handle. It's unlocked. Huh? You wonder what the point or, motive might be for leading you to this room until you turn and see yourself in the mirror. That is some haggard looking stuff right there. So fair. Oh, I thought it was gonna give us like a picture. You're flying by the seat of your pants, but you guess maybe you're supposed to take a bath. If not, and he gets pissed and unleashes the ferret on you, at least you'll meet your maker nice and clean. You half expect some indiscernible goo or blood or something to come out of the faucet in the weird lumpy tub, but thankfully it's just water. Boom. Once you're in, you take a look at the truly inordinate amount of bath products you have at your fingertips. There are 3 shelves of little bottles and soaps and unidentifiable lathersome accessories by the tub alone. There's even more by the mirror. The labels are all gibberish, of course, but you sniff a few until you find something flowery and go to town. You take more time than you should in there, but you haven't experienced a moment of luxurious solitude in a bit. Full-time friendship searching can be difficult work. It's good to recharge. Once you're freshly scrubbed and dried, you slather yourself head to toe with some lotion you find in an iridescent vial. You hope he won't mind you using it. He wants you to be presentable, and this stuff is sparkly. You're starting to feel rejuvenated as hell, ready to knock this friendship stuff right out of the park. You leave your dirty, torn up clothes on the floor, wrap yourself in one of the many satin bathrobes folded on a shelf, and head back out to find Tagora. He's standing in his foyer, waiting with the contract he typed up for you. When he sees you, his eyebrow ticks up.
I see. You went with the rainbow drinker serum. Full body application. Bold choice. I mean, it's an incredibly rare and expensive product, and I do expect to be remunerated, but I won't lie, it works. Whew. Whew.
Yeah, sure, that stuff. You don't want to let on that you don't know what it is, since he seems impressed. Instead, you give his ego a little stroke and tell him you hadn't seen such a sumptuous array of self-care accoutrements in so long that you couldn't help yourself.
Not everyone takes skincare as seriously as they should. I assume you were taking forever in there because you'd gotten lost or didn't even know how to use the evolution trap. I hadn't considered the possibility that you were just doing your regimen. Noted.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. This guy is fucking... This guy's alright. Skincare is important. You hold your arms out to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. This time, you're not really even bullshitting. It just does actually look pretty good. Kinda. Hold on, I gotta actually... Wait. Oh, this might take me a second. Okay. gotta go to my Twitter for a second and look for something. Oh wait, I can search my own profile, can't I? And just type in skin? Oh no. Okay, no, that don't work. I don't remember how to do that. I guess I do this the old-fashioned way. I don't post much on Twitter, so it shouldn't take me a year. It should take me just like 2 seconds to find. Oh. Yes. This used to be my skincare routine. I recently had like a skin issue over the last few months, so I stopped kind of doing my routine to see how my skin naturally did some stuff. But I'm probably gonna hop back onto it. This is the wrong one, actually. Or is this the wrong one? Yeah, this one looks like the wrong one. No, that's it. Right? Nah. Yeah, this is my skin routine though. Yeah. Your skin's important. This is my face routine, right? Not my skin. Skin use some of this, but not some similar things. But yeah, skin's important. The skin routine's important, in fact. Here. Shit. Put this like right there. It doesn't fit. Oh well. Said skin routine is important. Don't forget your face care. I should say at least. You hold your arms out to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. Oh wait, I read this part right. But this time you're not really even bullshitting. It just does actually look pretty good. Tagora seems like he's struggling. He keeps opening his mouth to say something, then changing his mind. He's clutching the documents in his hand like a flotation device. He looks down at them, and then back at you.
I typically only use that particular product to highlight my cheek blades. But there's no real reason you shouldn't apply it more liberally, especially if cost isn't an issue. It's a little drastic for my personal style, but there's a certain unorthodox glamour to it.
Next bit looks like it hurts him a bit to get out.
Would you like to step outside to see the full effect?
You bet your ass you would. You're curious about what he means by effect. And this seems like more fun than signing stuff. He places the documents down on his desk like they're made of glass, not paper. He looks up at his Lucius, who just sort of tilts its head to the side. You look away and give them privacy to do whatever eyeball communication is going on. After a bit, Tagora clears his throat and heads towards the door. You don't comment on the bluish flush in his cheeks. For all the shifts in his demeanor, he still seems like he might kick you out on your ass if you tried to get too feelingsy with him. Whoa. You start to glow as soon as you step back out into his dark front yard, not in a light bulb kind of way, but in a subtle, ethereal luminescence. What is this stuff?
Now that is a look. I mean, there's still an unfortunate issue of your hornless and overall appearance, and the fact that you're still wearing my evolution robe. But it's cutting edge, I'll give you that. You look almost like a real one.
You don't know what he means, but you want to roll around eternally in that praise part. You ask if the look will help your case.
Oh, you're all right. Your case, of course.
He bites his lip and looks back through the window at the papers sitting on the desk where he left them. You hope he still wants to represent you, or at least he'd want to hang out if he wasn't going to. You don't get a chance to prod, though, because right then someone rounds the corner on the sidewalk in front of his hive. Tagora's face immediately shudders into its unusual, simpering mask. There's an edge of panic around his eye, though, huh? Wow, Gorjek, where have you been? It's a blue-themed troll, which, if you remember, means he's a fancier guy than Tagora. He's grinning like Troll Christmas came early. You can feel Tagora vibrating out of his skin next to you. Who even is this guy? When he gets close enough to get a good look at you, he jumps and screeches, "What the blood's boiling? Fuck!" Tagora is frozen, the corner of his mouth pulled back to show his teeth. The new guy is ignoring him in favor of noticing that you're dressed in Tagora's monogrammed leisure wear, if his look of fascinated horror is anything to go by. You don't really know what makes you do it. You should wait for Tagora to get himself together and do the talking, but you're riding the high of him almost seeming like he was enjoying your company. Plus, nothing boosts confidence like looking like a beautiful, spooky angel. So you toss your head, put on your best fancy guy voice and say, "What? Never seen a real one before?" You're playing all your chips on this guy knowing something you don't. But when his eyes get huge and he starts stumbling over himself to back away down the sidewalk, you know it's paid off. Tagora blinks, then jumps right in, picking up directly where you left off.
Surely someone as well informed as yourself knows a rainbow drinker when he sees one.
The blue guy doesn't respond with anything more. The blue guy doesn't respond with anything more coherent than a string of yelps as he hightails it back the way he came. When he's gone, you turn to Tagora and ask him, super casually, what a rainbow drinker is. He stares at you in stunned silence.
Are you telling me you didn't know?
You nod. Oh shit, wait, hold on. Oh, this guy's dope.
And that you ran with it anyway, exploiting the fear you picked up on to turn the tide of a delicate encounter to your favor.
You shrug. You guess so. You tell Tagora you hope his friend wasn't too freaked out.
Friend? No, I hate that guy. There are simply times when being liked by your betters is helpful. Though technically, fearing me is just as good. Better, maybe. So you know. Thank you.
Oh. Whoa. Tagora's laugh is soft. It's not a sound you expected to hear. He's happy because of something you did. You can't help it. You start laughing too.
That was a bit of a rush, wasn't it? It was almost fun. I certainly didn't see it coming. Anyway, I underestimated you.
He gives you an appraising look, then takes a deep breath. You're so nervous all of a sudden. You feel unbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about. You feel unbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about to say.
From one prevaricator to another. I will let you in on something. I haven't actually encountered an alien before.
Oh, that's not that bad. That's not bad. It's only 250. Oh, sweet relief. You tell him his act was airtight, and as long as everyone's doing the truth thing, you admit to your lie a bit too. You aren't actually rich, no.
Yes, that's clear now. You have an invaluable ability to fake it, though. That's potentially much better. Why don't we put your case on hold for the time being? You wouldn't have enjoyed the outcome of our legal system anyway. Oh, we can't find an alternate means of working off your debt. We can find an alternate means for working off your debt. I think we may make a better team than I previously anticipated. With our wits combined, we can tackle bigger and better things than traffic injuries. He flexes his hand at his side, then in one swift and decisive movement, he extends it out to you. On his face is something close to an honest-to-God real-ass smile. I've actually formed a legitimate partnership. I've never actually formed a legitimate partnership of any sort, but I believe this is how it's done. What do you say? The glow in your heart shines brighter than any expensive and still kinda mysterious lotion. You take his hand in your firm, no-nonsense grasp of pure, inexorable joy, and shake it. Fuck, man, I gotta learn to read more. Inexorable. Oh, friendship achieved. Wow, Gorgor. Gorgor's top tier, actually. Shit. And it's gonna be does pro bono work. Let's see, check this out. You thank him profusely for his offer to help and explain that while your situation hasn't exactly left you very rich, you'll pay him back in glorious friendship, the most infinite of resources. You lay it on thick. He seems like a guy who can appreciate a good deal when he sees one, and you can't imagine a better deal than this. You reach both arms up, waiting for him to scoop you up out of this pain plant like the gentle baby you are. Sorry, I don't do charity. Such a shame, too. I was hoping working with an alien might make for a more interesting day than usual. You're not worth it. No. He turns on his heel and walks away, his high ponytail swishing behind him. Friendship is not a currency. Oh. No entrapment, please. You tell him you'd rather stay away from any and all traps if that's alright. You mention that you think that's the better move for both of you. Something tells you that this guy wants to know what's in it for him. Probably all the times he's said explicitly that you do have that vibe going after all. He taps a claw on his chin and looks you up and down. He takes his time. You try not to blush, no matter how exacting his gaze is. You present a solid case. Your whole look is more than a bit repellent, but it may make a pitiable lost alien eagle more emotionally effective. You still look like you just got run over. Frown. It takes you a second to realize he didn't just say it with his physical emotive response instead of doing it with his face. He's giving you a direction. You stick your lower lip out and try to look as pathetic as possible. Yes, this is really working for me. It's awful. Completely repugnant. Your general squalor should function as simple manipulation tactic, no matter which direction I decide to spin it. The praise makes it hard to keep frowning, but you do your best to keep it up. You even hunch over a bit and shamble a few meager steps toward him. You're right. Yes. That's enough. No need to come any closer. Okay then. Fuck. Okay then. We'll skip the hygiene and get straight to the best part. bureaucracy. Stay right there and don't get any of your crusty alien orifices near my decor. I'll go print out our contract and we can move on.
I heard hate of this guy, but I think he's fun. Yeah. People hate this guy? Damn. I mean, it's his job, though, right? You can't blame him. He told me what was gonna happen. I mean, come on. I agreed to this. I guess the character did. Dude, this guy's like top 2 maybe in this one. I don't know about top 1 though. You know, he's floating 3 at least. Floating 3 so far. I like Diamond, or whatever his name is. Tagora, this guy, Gorgor, and Skyla. Those are like the top 3 right now. Top 3 out of Friendsim. Boom. Green person for ink reimbursement. You pretend you're a statue while he types things, then prints the typed things. He then staples the printed things. His ferocious stares at you with beady interest. You stare back and completely motionless. You wonder how often Gorgor has friends over. He brings the packet over to you and hands you a pen.
Read this or don't. Sign it either way. It's a standard legislature agreement tweaked a bit to accommodate your particular situation.
Ooh. Oh, whoa.
You know, you agree to submit your testimony to be judged and will accept whatever subjugation you receive. You recognize that any potential winnings are to be submitted to me for processing through a local account before your portion can be dispensed to you. In the event of your culling, I will act as executor of your accounts. Blah blah. Same old business. I'm sure it's the same where you're from. There are stars at each place you are to initial.
Truck and text expense. That sure was a lot of stuff that you just got told real fast. You were trying to listen, really, but he winked at you early on in his monologue, and it was really distracting because you couldn't stop thinking about if you could incorporate a wink into a secret handshake, maybe. Anyway, regular legal jargon, yeah. Just like all the times you click to say you read the terms and conditions on any old harmless social media app. That stuff never ends up being relevant. You show off your exquisitely polished John Hancock as many times as it takes.
Excellent, excellent. Everything's in order then. Are you ready to head out?
Oh, like now? Now. You're not ready? Do you look roughed up enough? Will your bones need to be through any more ordeals? What's a subjugulator? Does Tagora...
No sweep like the one you're fucking in, as they say. Pardon the language. It's an idiom. It means it's time to fucking go.
You follow him about as apprehensively as you followed him in. As you retrace the path you took not too long ago, it occurs to you to wonder where this glorious feat of justice is going to take place, and like if anyone is going to subpoena the asshole that hits you. Is that even a thing here? You skip up to match Tagora's pace and ask.
There's no real need for you to worry about that. It's for me to deal with. I saw the perpetrator, of course. If it seems prudent to pin the crime on them when the time comes, I will have more than enough credible evidence to condemn them. Their blood cash should be sufficient, but it seems worth it to call their dented scuttlebuggy. I can certainly do that as well.
Bonus for potential frame job.
Of course, that's not the only way we can spin this. It may not be necessary to involve them at all. Don't bother worrying about that.
You definitely still worry about that, but you nod and keep walking like you're not bothered. You want to match his level of easy confidence. It's almost comforting to be around it. Now that you've spent some time with him, it's simple. You're still basking in the ease of being told what to do when the whole vibe flips over on its ass so fast you feel it like ice down your back. You look at Tagora's first. He's stopped walking, and his posture somehow gets straighter. Even his cute little ponytail thing looks more alert. He's staring at the approach of another troll, a blue guy. You know, that means high blood, but not much else about what that entails aside from what you're picking up from the full hair-on-end cat reaction from old Gorgor next to you.
Pleasant evening, sir.
His voice gets somehow sweeter and more professional at the same time. You recognize what he's feeling because you felt it yourself the whole time you've been on this godforsaken planet. A deep, all-consuming thirst for approval. He's gunning hard for business boy friendship. The high blood, however, is not. At first glance, you think he might be chill because his smile gets huge. And hell, if you don't love getting smiled upon. You start to introduce yourself until Tagora shoots you a "be cool" look. It's then that you learn this guy's smile is not the nice kind. "What's this?" he asks. Gorgor picked up a little friend.
It's not. We have a working relationship.
You try not to let his dismissal of your friendship sting. You're not there yet. It's okay. You want to be helpful, so you put on your best injured face and start hobbling in a circle, twisting your neck at the most grotesque angle you can manage without actually hurting yourself. You groan pitifully about all your bones. Oh right, your booming drone pursuing business. This client you have here looks extra shitty. Good luck getting anything good for whatever this mutant is that you scraped up from the Bristol grate.
If you take a moment to consider the potential...
The blue guy rolls his eyes and keeps walking, elbowing his way right between the two of you on his way past like you're nothing. Tagora freezes. His eyes stay fixed ahead of him, where the blue guy was just standing. It's like he hasn't processed the movement yet, even though he got knocked back a few steps in his wake. He starts shaking. Yikes, that was tense. You want to say something reassuring to Tagora, but he has kind of ascended into another plane of existence. Maybe a nice reassuring pat on the shoulder will help diffuse the mood? You put a ginger hand in the mere vicinity of his body and he whirls to face you, his eyes narrowed and breathing heavy. You snatch your hand back fast. Mistake.
Ew. Do you have any idea how rare that networking opportunity was? Do you realize what you... No.
Damage was like...
Of course you do not. You don't know anything. You're just as weird, like, you're just a weird little hornless thing who doesn't even know how to cross the fucking streets.
He starts laughing, all high-pitched and weird. Up until now, he seemed so slick, so unflappable. That Gorgor is hard to reconcile with the one pacing back and forth, hollering and grabbing at his face. He's pretty goddamn flapped. Oh boy, you really screwed up, huh? Maybe your busted neck routine was not convincing enough? Or too convincing? Either way, you figure now might be the time to bow out. Before this scene really blows up, you tell him so. Your neck is fine. Look, you headbang a bit to prove it.
No, a deal is a deal is a deal.
He breathes in slowly through his nose.
Alright, Gorgor, remember your mantra.
He closes his eyes after an awkward minute of watching him whisper something unintelligible to himself. He opens and opens them and immediately starts up that bonkers pace again. So you skedaddle to catch up. He keeps talking, though by now he's just talking to himself. With you as an dropping barnacle with really slow legs, a little manic giggle bubble out in between his sentences.
We're heading towards justice, all right. Keep walking. We're seeing this through. I've got a bottom line to uphold.
Okay, not bad. Maybe things are still cool between you. Maybe this lawyer-client relationship still has a chance to blossom into something more. You venture a friendly type topic and ask him about his mantra. He stops walking and looks at you like you shed on his luscious's grave.
You don't just ask someone what their mantra is.
Mantra request. Oh. Maybe not so cool. He shivers, spooked, and turns his stinky stare from you to the path you're on. After a moment, he smooths back all the hairs he shook out of place during his freak-out, pivots, and turns down a side street.
Oh. Anyway, as I was about to say, there are many ways to fulfill terms of our contract. I was hoping this would lead you to a more stimulating evening. I was prepared to get into it with you, for you. But it has become clear that this partnership is no longer worth the work. Especially now that I have to consider the significant career setback I just experienced at your feckless hand. So instead of wasting any more of my time on yours, let's take a shortcut to the same end result, sparing us both the agony of enduring a long court battle in the proximity of one another. Here's your verdict. You're guilty.
Guilty? Wait. Wasn't it supposed to be the other guy on trial? You look around, panic rising in your chest.
Oh, don't tell me. You don't know how the legal system works either. Unsurprising and uninteresting.
Oh, this is bad. You've been so caught up in watching him talk that you didn't notice him guiding you straight to the shittier part of town. You know, the part that's all half demolished hives and creepy noises and drones flying around. Drones like the one that turns to notice you when Tagora whistles, snaps his finger, and points right at your head.
Hey, big guy. Over here. One extremely malformed and unviable drone. Just the way you like it. Oh, you like it.
You shouldn't feel surprised at this betrayal, maybe, but you do, for a second anyway. Then you focus on yelling and scanning for possible debris to hide under. Tagora starts backing away and as the drone gets closer.
There's a sewer the next street over. You probably won't make it. But if you do, check your pocket.
Dude specified for bad end. Done. 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 Boom. Boom. Done. Damn. Done like that. Oh, bum ba da dun 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 dun. Huh? Is YouTube broken? Wait, hold on. I gotta check something. I got a weird notification. Huh. No, YouTube seems fine. my OBS having issues, or is it just some weird bug? Hello, hello. Yes. I think okay. I think it was just a weird OBS bug, like some weird thing between YouTube and OBS for a second. That was like a while ago, but still curious on why it would have happened. Fresh from your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily. Oh, I read this part. Let's just skip ahead and pick the other guy. Friendship is witchcraft. This guy has potential. These guys just like flying or something. It's in their bones, it's in their blood, in their DNA. Dun 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 dun. Vicaratite. Good enough. Good enough. Probably better ways to pronounce the name. There's probably actually a proper way to do it. It's probably best for you to stop trying to predict what's going to happen to you at this point. Everything that's happened so far on this planet has been kind of chaotic. In fact, you're ready for something more familiar. You head back to the site of your abandoned spaceship. Sure, it's smashed beyond repair, but it's a little slice of home. Maybe at least one or two pieces of it are still are fixable. You march off in what you think is the right direction. But when you get there, you're not alone. A little guy in a hat and big goggles is standing there, gazing at your spaceship, maybe assessing it. As you watch, he breaks off a couple gears and stuffs them in his pockets. Hey, you clear your throat loudly. Good galloping gravy. Good galloping. Good galloping gravy. Good gobble. Yeah. Good galloping gravy. Good galloping gravy. Why, I've never seen the likes of you before. What strange wonders the heavens have rained down upon us today. You quickly lose any indignation you were building up. He's smiling at you, and his words seem at least somewhat amicable. Amicable? Amicable. Ugh. You like this guy's music? It's alright. It's no Gorgor music. Maybe you got this all wrong. Maybe this is the next person you're going to get chummy with. You cut right to the chase. No point in beating around the ground leaf covering. That's probably what they call it on this planet. You let this guy know you're the proprietor of the spaceship he's stripping, and you're in mighty need of a new friend. A friend, eh? A bosom companion, a pal about town. I've seen nary of Tom and Dickus and Harry around these parts who might fit the bill. I can't maintain that one, I guess. You were kind of trying to imply that this guy could be your friend. Is it too late to say that now? You try to imply it with your eyebrows. As for me, my day-to-day matters here on Alternia interest me not. For I care only about hurtling at great speeds through the boundless expanse of the cosmos. That's right, space. It is space flight that consumes my every waking thought and all my adore. As in accordance with my duty as a future Alternian crusader, of course. No oxygen, no wind, a total vacuum. That is the life for me, all right. Flying in space, above the atmosphere, not within the realm of gravity's purview. Wouldn't have it any other way. Right. You get the feeling you're missing something. This guy seems really defensive about his interest in spaceflight. like maybe he's trying to say something totally different. Whatever it is, his internal conflict clearly takes precedence over your interests, issues. He seems like a great candidate for a friend, despite the fact his voice sounds like it belongs over a newsreel about World War II. I have just one query for you, Sport, if I may be so bold. Do you also like space flights? Do you yearn to see the moon shining above, the clouds whipping by as you chase and tease the impish western wind? And then also going past that up into space? Tell him you love spaceflight. Tell him you're not so sure about spaceflight. I'm not so sure. His eyes widen. You see them sparkle. I see. You're an individual with a more sophisticated palate. A real connoisseur of the buoyant arts you are. Someone like you could never be satisfied with the anemic affair of traveling through the icky blackness of the galaxies. I believe a jaunt to my hive is in order. Let's get a wiggle on. There was a lot going on there, but you understand that he wants you to follow him. Because he was almost a true Taurus, I think. The friendly guy takes you to a building where all of the rooms seem to be balanced on spindly-looking stilts. The hive soars above you up into the sky. He gestures to a little platform attached to a pulley system, like a rudimentary elevator. It brings you up into a small, dark room. Actually, I want to look at this house again. Cool. Damn, dude. It's kind of lucky, dude. He's right at a bus stop. Or is it? It's also kind of unlucky, too. That's pretty good, though, actually. Whoa. I should translate these posters later. None of the HIVESWAP characters share a sign with the main trolls now, though. That's what it's looking like. So far, at least. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to translate some of this later. Ugh. His house is pretty much what you would have guessed. The walls are covered in star maps and pictures of spaceships. You've noticed that many of them have cheery slogans splashed across them, saying things like, explore the galaxies, because you're required to fulfill your duty to society. And enlist, travel, make friends, don't get cold. Your new friend doesn't seem too happy as he looks around the place. Just a high for a dedicated spacecraft enthusiast, isn't it? You nod. You're not sure what this is leading to, but no one ever went wrong relying on non-specific and plausibly deniable agreements. Who am I fooling? You've rumbled me, potential new chum. What you see before you is a collage of falsehoods. I'm nothing but an avatar of baloney. In truth, the myriad temptations and desires of space do nothing to tickle my biscuits. The thought of participating in the glorious eternal conquest gives me the screaming mimmies. My interest lies in something a little lower down. He reaches up and peels back one of the posters behind is another poster. This one showing a view of clouds in the night sky. Behold my shame. The truth is, I long to toss and turn within the grasp of Mistress Gravity's sweet fingers. To traverse the sky, can such a thing be? Imagine flying within the confines of eternal Alternia's very atmosphere, defying the very convections of what we all know to be true. Instead of down, up. Instead of falling, soaring. Can you imagine? Can you imagine it before you? Would you ever dream of the existence of such a flying machine? You tell him you've never heard of such a thing. Tell him airplanes exist. Airplanes exist, my guy. I brought you here to show me my truth. And you treat me to mockery? An airplane? A plane that floats in the air? Flying machines are serious business. I think you should leave. Damn. Fuck. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good ending. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's lose on this one then real quick too. Tell him you love space flights. Well then, we are in total agreement. Two kindred souls traveling hand in hand into a glorious yet inevitable. I can never read. This guy likes planes. That doesn't be strong, I bet. I feel like it's like everybody who's a troll. No, it's just everybody in Homestuck, kinda. Inevitable future of conscripted service in space. Which is, as I've already made clear, a thing I most definitely and positively desire. So it seems we have nothing more to discuss. Toodaloo. Damn. That's it. Toodaloo. 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 Damn. Guys, two short ones. Oh, sad. Tell me you've never heard of such a thing. The future is ours to build, my strange hue and unhorned comrade. What do you think? Does it excite you? Do my ideas rattle your buttons? You can't handle but notice that he's referred to you as a chum and a comrade, but friend hasn't made an appearance yet. Do synonyms count, or is it just a tick of his speaking style? You look as earnest as you can and nod vigorously. You are almost positive this is the thing he really wants you to express interest in. Aha! The truth will out. You and I share the furtive passion for the indulgences of the air. A dialogue between a troll and a flying machine and the stars. But further away from the stars than we would be in a spaceship. I cannot stress enough how different of a thing this is. You can't decide between nodding and shaking your head here, so you furrow your brow and do your best to look thoughtful, like maybe you are contemplating the differences. The fellow's demeanor towards you is definitely shading to a more temperate climate zone. However, certain physical needs are starting to assert themselves. You're still pretty banged up from your previous adventures, but right now, the aching of your stomach is screaming for attention. You humbly ask your friend to be, if there might be any chance of getting a bite to eat. But of course. Why, if I'd known you had the rumbling in the old digestion bladder, I would have shut my yapper toot sweet. Time for a good old nosh, a yummaroony. What ho? Now, how should we obtain the victuals? We could venture into the great unknown, which is to say out of my hive. Or we could stay here, beholden to whatever twists and turns Lady Fate has in store for us in the nutrition block. What do you say, new timer? Oh shit, we're getting fancy. Dude, I get more choices. Let's go out and look for food. From the budding chum's word, it sounds like he himself isn't sure if there's any food in the house. Best to risk it and go outside. You tell him your decision. Top choice, buckaroo. Fortune is how I while away most of the time after all. There's one small matter to trouble the old brain power. If we are venturing out into the unknown yonder,
We should obtain some chow for my luscious as well.
Oh. Oh, I wonder what it looks like.
He'll be a real grumpy Gustav if he goes too long without his nosh.
You draw yourself up proudly. He's taken a lot of bizarre run-ins and harrowings, close shaves, but you know all about lusciouses. You inquire about Gustav, was it?
Oh, what a card you are. No, my luscious. I call him the Canary.
He whips out a photo. It shows a smaller version of himself. His horns nothing but stubs. A far too big pair of aviator goggles slipping off his nose. Standing behind him is a large white fowl, big scraggly wings folded back against its body. You want to say an emu? Whatever it is, it's definitely not a canary. Its beak touches the top of your pal's head with something that might count as affection.
He's not a persnickety sort. All kinds of bugs and leaves will tickle his fancy. Shall we away? Shall we greet the horizon that rushes towards us to meet us with astonishing grace? Shall we give ourselves over the current of time's great river?
Sure, you tell him. You can leave the house. It's getting a lot easier to pay attention to only the words this guy says that actually make sense. You kind of enjoy his way of speaking, though. If nothing else, it gives you the feeling that he's really excited about his food quest you're going on together. Your alien pal leads you back down through the pulley system and outside again. The trip is not so easy on your bruised ribs. The thing about walking is, when you walk, your body moves. You've had better times, is all you're saying. You indicate as much to your companion.
Oh boy, I hear ya. Moving while attached to Alternian surface is the worst kind of hooey. The moment my autonomous flight is invented trembles ever closer to the present. Can you hear it approach? The wail of distant klaxon, the call to adventure. It beckons us forward through the years, a golden tread stretching ever onward to the glorious inevitability.
That's not what you meant, but his excitement cheers you up a little. Maybe you will feel better in the future when someone invents flight on this planet. Invents flight. Certainly by the time you'll either be further along in your hailing or dead. Either way, thinking about that future brings a little rosy glow to your heart. You ask your buddy where you're going next.
The world is our bivacular sea critter. We'll go wherever the wind calls our names.
Great.
But if it's in the short-term answer you're inquiring after, there's a specific plant the canary likes to eat. It's got white petals and leaves as red as a troll's most lurid desires. Could you give me a holler if your bulbs fall into something of that persuasion?
You agree to keep an eye out. You continue your trudging along beside him, wincing whenever your steps jolt your injuries. Maybe a little conversation will help distract you. You ask your new friend what got him so interested in flying in the first place.
What could be better? Up there, free of worldly concerns. The wind in your face and the horizon at your back. Seeing the continents spread out below you. Finally feeling that your personal aesthetic is appropriate for the given circumstances.
You chew over this for a minute or two. It seems like what really makes this guy tick is the travel and adventure thing. Or maybe that's just what you're getting from his general demeanor, and pretty much everything he said up until now. You're nervous to bring up anything that might make him dislike you, but in the interest of bonding, you forge ahead. Aren't there, you say with apprehension, maybe some similarities similarities between flying and space travel? Like maybe being in a spaceship could satisfy some of these urges?
What? There may be some superficial similarities to trick the common troll, but in essence, the blood pusher and soul of each, as different as night and day, as a mountain and a ditch, a star in a mud puddle. Don't get a fella wrong, space travel is fine. Well, it's the only way to satisfy bloodthirsty, nearly immortal overlords. And I look forward to such time when I can be of service in the eternal millstone grind of intergalactic conquest. But it's missing the punch of pizzazz, the kaboom, the trunk beats honk of it all.
Just as you feared, you've stepped in it now. You're struggling for a response when out of the corners of your eye you spot a cluster of white flowers. Relieved, you point them out to your companion, who races over to gather them. But when he holds up one, you can see it has blue leaves, not red. Your shoulders droop. Seems like all you're doing is just pointing your buddy, who has been so nice to you, or at least that's what you think you've read between the lines of his confusing speaking style.
Fear not, my smooth-headed compatriots. These are not the luscious reactions we saw, but this plant is people chow. What I mean to say is, we can eat it. Since we are people, it's food for people, not food made of people. To be clear.
He comes back with a fistful of the flowers and hands you one of the blue leaves. You're not sure that food that's safe for your buddy will be safe for you as well. But at this point, you don't have much to lose. Besides, with the way your stomach is groaning, it might as well be a perfectly seared steak. You put it in your mouth. Chewing on the leaf, you feel even more affectionate towards this guy than before. You're worried this trip was just turning into an excuse for him to run some kind of household errand, but he really did find you something to eat. You are desperate to find some way to show him that you understand his interests. You want to connect to him on a deep soul level. Anything to get him to look at you with that treasured glow of friendship in his eyes. Whenever he mentions space travel, he talks about how it's something that he has to do, some kind of necessary obligation. So maybe there's a reason he's fixated on an activity that is kind of similar, but just a little different. Maybe he doesn't want to do the required thing, the space conquests, but doesn't have it in him to rebel entirely all the way. Maybe airplane flights, or whatever similar thing he is envisioning, is a compromise between what he has to do and what he wants to do. A balance, like all must find, in order to live as an individual in a society that shapes one's desires from birth. You cautiously open your mouth. Heart pounding, you venture to ask your pal if he maybe would rather not satisfy the demands of the bloodthirsty overlords. If maybe a part of him wants to get into his flying machine and, leave for real? He seems taken aback. Maybe you should never have said it. What a huge mistake. You've probably pushed his friendship out of your reach for good now. Panicking, you point to the side, yelling that you see a big field of white flowers in that direction. This again? Your potential friend leaps to action, seemingly also glad to be given a reason not to answer this question. He races towards the direction you indicated. In a matter of seconds, there's a yelp. Your new acquaintance vanishes. Instantly, you realize your error. You didn't look where you were pointing. While walking, you unwittingly came close to the edge of a large cliff where your companion has now disappeared over. You race to the side, your stomach flooding with fear. This is absolutely the opposite of what you wanted. You look down in horror. Your friend now looks approximately how you felt when you first crash landed on this dark planet. His conscience, his face frozen in shock, but one leg is twisted underneath him in a nasty way. You may not be familiar with his alien anatomy, but you're almost positive that it shouldn't look like that. Oh my god, did they really just give him the Tavros treatment like this? You call out to him in distress, sure he's going to castigate you for your mistake. The strangeness of his language won't make it hurt any less to lose this guy's trust forever.
What? Oh. Kalu! Calais!
His voice floats up from the ground below, weak, but somewhat jovial. Is it possible he's not angry?
Oh, joy is happening. Oh, delight for the body and spirit. Did you see? Did your being absorbed with what occurred before your very visage? I flew, soared through the air, just for a moment, but it happened. In ecstasy like none I've ever known.
You hesitate. Is it really possible that he could be taking this so well? That maybe your big fuck up was all a step in the right direction after all? It's definitely a little worrying to hear him celebrate a dangerous fall. But none of that matters if you can secure his friendship at least.
My strange associate.
Fly, people, fly.
Come on down here. We will celebrate this in grand fashion this eve. How did you know that a brief sojourn through an unfettered air would bring me such joy? You're a fine fellow, and truly a superb friend.
We did it. Friendship unlocked. Your heart lifts with joy. He said it. Oh. Of course. You now have to find some way to climb down a cliff with your messed up ribs, not to mention figuring out how to transport someone with a broken leg back to the house. You're not really sure if that's possible, or when the adrenaline that's got you this far will give out and force you to succumb to your own pain. But with a night full of difficulties ahead of you, you couldn't ask for a better balm than knowing you'll face them hand in hand with your friend. Assuming he didn't hurt his hands as well. No matter, you did it. Fuck. I guess. Oh, whoa. I guess this kind of guy's just meant to get. I guess if you look like that, you get clowned on, I guess. That was pretty good, actually. Stay in the hive. You tell him any food he has in the house. This guy's a mind aspect, but he's very Tavros coded. You tell him any food he has in the house will be fine. Surely staying here will get you fed more quickly.
No problem at all, my fine and fervent fellow. However, I believe two kindred souls such as ourselves have more ways of communicating than mere words alone. I think I'm grasping the meaning behind your request.
Dude, is this a flying machine? That'd be pretty cool.
The signal from your transmitter is pinging my cranial orb's receiver. I can see what you're truly after is food for the soul.
You definitely meant food for the body. You look for an opening where you might gently correct your new buddy, but he seems to be working himself up to say a lot more things.
The delectable nutrition of what Atrol's truest being craves. The sustenance of thought, of imagination, of desire. That which nourishes the self better than the finest grub noodles. Art, passion, Science. You must have a hankering to see my flying machine design sketches.
Despite your trouble, you can't help but think his enthusiasm is kind of sweet. You nod weakly. You make one last attempt, indicating that food might strengthen you to fully appreciate his work.
No need to worry. I'm fully confident in your ability to take in my glorious blueprints. You've shown yourself to be quite the sturdy noggin and a discerning ganderbulb. I would welcome your input.
Warm blooms in your stomach. It feels nice to hear him compliment you. You're not sure what you've actually done to earn his praise, but you definitely don't want to ruin this now. Maybe seeing his designs will be fun even on an empty stomach. Maybe it really will nourish you on a level that will help you forget about the prosaic earthly nourishment you thought you wanted. You tell him you're in.
Not so fast. That which I am planning to reveal to you is what I keep closest to my torso pillar. It's not that I don't trust you. My foot loose on the horn-free Kahoot. But I think I would like to trust you a little more before vivisecting myself and displaying my bleeding organs before your penetrating gaze, which is a metaphor for exposing my portfolio. Might I trouble you to participate in a small trust trial?
No problem, you tell him. Your bud insists that you make yourself comfortable while he gets a few supplies. After a few minutes, he returns with a fistful of fabrics in different colors.
Here's what's been bouncing around the old brain box of mine, old buddy-o. I'm going to tie this blindfold around your face. Then I'm going to give you some instructions. And you're going to try to locate the case where I keep my treasured sketches. Fuck. And if you can find it, it's got to mean we trust each other deeply.
Do I fall?
Like two wings working in unison to achieve a liftoff. If that's how wings work, I'm still figuring out the principles of the matter. What a romp! Are you up for it?
It's too late to turn back now, and really, you don't want to. It's kind of a relief to have him tell you what you can do to earn his friendship in plain terms. Well, as plain as this guy's terms ever get. You give him a thumbs up.
Now you're on the trolley.
He quickly ties the fabric around your face.
The time is upon us. Time for an inaugural flight of our deepening bond. Time to nudge our fledgling companionship out of the nest and see what happens.
Your new friend starts to direct you around the room.
To the left. No, my left. Sorry, okay, I meant your left. And now onwards to the glorious future that lies before us.
You smile weakly, doing your best to follow his instructions. He sounds happy, so you must be getting somewhere.
Almost to the doorway. 3 steps forward if you would be so... Wait!
Crash. You stagger backwards from the impact. You hear yourself wheeze. The shock has totally knocked your lungs out of commission. Your chest jerks in tiny contractions as you gasp for air.
Oh, beans! Ding dang darn it!
There's no pain, just an intense pressure focused on the center of your face right now where you ran into something face first. You pull out the blindfold and you hear footsteps, which probably mean your new friend is rushing over to help. He gets the blindfold untied and his face swims into your vision. He looks utterly gobsmacked.
Why, I'll be a horned beast grub food. Everything copacetic, new pal. Copacetic. Blah, 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 blah.
You put your hand to his face and touch something wet. Sure enough, when you pull your fingers away, they're covered in blood. Your nose isn't gushing or anything. Just sending a couple rivulets to let you know it's having a bad day. It's not so bad. You tell your acquaintance this, but he doesn't look any less horrified.
Shivering Stratokumuli. All this time I've been testing you to see if I could place a tender gifted trust in your declawed little hands. And here you bestowed upon me the greatest trust of all. Knowledge of your non-standard hematological attributes. I'm truly honored, flabbergasted, absolutely pushed to the brink of rationality by such a display of faith. Never mind the trust trial. You deserve to see my sketches. Just wait here. Be back in 2 shakes of a baby beast hindquarters.
You sit down on the floor again, wiping the blood off your face. You're not going to question the stroke of luck you've been shown. Why, if you knew bleeding was the key to his affection all along, you could have incurred some blood from the sites of your multiple injuries. But no matter. You sniff the last of the blood into your nostrils, tasting metal at the back of your throat. When your almost friend returns, he drops a big stack of papers onto your lap. The page through the designs. The first few are rudimentary, mostly variations on a spaceship with little notes. How do we make it not reach escape velocity? And less jet fuel? Shape could be less aerodynamic? But as you keep going, the designs get pretty interesting. One seems to rely on some really big rotating sails to achieve lift. Another shows a light frame, body attached to 4 jointed wings. You briefly wonder what he plans to make the wings out of before you see the note stating that these are dragon wings. As follow-up scribble states, flapping mechanism? How to soften rigor mortis. But hang on, you take a closer look at this machine's frame. This guy's sketch is pretty detailed. The frame doesn't seem to be made of wood or aluminum as you expected, but smaller, individual shaped, lashed together with some sort of cord. Maybe it's like a macabre aesthetic, but you think it looks like bones? You look back at the other designs. Now that you look at it, the sails on this one have a texture that might be leather or similar. The sketches themselves are picked out in a variety of colors, not dissimilar from some of the brand new blood colors you've discovered lately. Oh boy, you've been down this creepy alien road before. Using your lightest, most jocular tone, you question the bone shapes. You soften your words with a big, not freaked out smile.
What's that? Well, I'm not a construction professional, you know. Gotta make use of what's available. Only cold low bloods and grubs, of course. Not an ounce of insurrectional spirit in this fellow over here. No, fear not, unhorned one.
These wacky cultural differences, you just misunderstood. You take refuge in your old standby of nodding and smiling. It's none of your business what body parts this fellow uses or doesn't use to make his Wright brothers transformative van works. Friends aren't for judging people's use of corpses as construction material anyway.
You know, when you crashed landed on my planet, I had no idea what to think. Vicar, old boy, you really shot the balls now. That's what I told myself. Telling an alien about your flying dreams, that's ruffle to the kitty, and no doubt about it. But now that we're here and you're having a looky-loo at my sketches, I'm thinking it might be right for us to meet all along. Perhaps the work of my capricious Madam Destiny?
Surely he's about to say that you are friends. You can almost taste those sweet friendship-affirming syllables coming from his mouth. You are just seconds away from that coveted F word. Or are you? Maybe you've misconstrued everything. You look back down at the sketches. Bones in this one. Bones in that one. He says these plans call for bones of aliens like him. At least if you understood him correctly.
But they don't really look that different from, the bones you're more familiar with. Your own bones. Your bones, which have already gone through a lot today, maybe seem to be in a kind of harvestable condition if one was so inclined. You clear your throats. You say. He's not in the market for these materials right now, is he? Like, right now? The friendly guy doesn't understand your question. You're not going to push it, but you do risk a quick glance at yourself, then back at him, then back at yourself, just to see if he's checking out the stuff, so to speak. When you look back at him, he looks aghast. Oops.
Heavens to biscuits! Is that what you think of me? You think I'm the type to start taking people's body parts all higgledy-piggledy, as if there aren't plenty of thoughtlessly discarded rib cages to work with? If that's the type of gent you're looking for in these parts, I'm afraid I'm not the type of aggressive heartthrob you're after. We can't all be the macho, bloodthirsty, romantic hero type, ready to whip out our organ harvesting tools at a moment's notice. I thought we could be friends, but now I see you are looking for something different. My apologies. I think it's best if you go elsewhere.
You want to correct the misunderstanding, but you're not fully sure what the misunderstanding is. This guy doesn't seem to be in the mood for friendship right now. You hang your head. It looks like this was all a big waste of time. Oh, damn. Tom, Daniel. Damn. Fuck, I'm old. Damn. Oh, whoa. Hit the wrong button. Daniel. Daniel. Wait a second. I guess sorry. An old post of me playing Tekken came on my feed. Now I want to look at it. When I was scrolling, look for something. I miss playing this. I don't play this game enough. Damn. God, this game is so cool. Oh, wait, I was supposed to do a tournament today. I forgot. See, that confused me. Did I get a counter hit there? I must have. Yeah, I got a counter hit. Like, I was like, how'd I pick him up? Miss Tekken. I say that as if I didn't play it yesterday and get my ass handed to me. I don't know, the other day. Starts. We continue this journey. Volume 5 of Affection, Unwanted or Untrue. Hold on a second, actually. I'm gonna take a quick break to figure something out and do one thing. Hold on a moment. Let me leave you off with what do I normally do? I do this one normally, right? Here you go. I'll leave you off with Oh. Here you go. I'll leave you off with really fast. Alright, we're best friends now. You did it, Joey. You go ×4 speed. Okay. Look, they seem to be doing better. I'll be back.
Oh, that's... No, think about it. I'm just thinking about how many people I keep saying things like... Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know what you I'm sorry. It's always hard to get across the street. No, I don't usually. I'm pretty intense. How do you mean? Somebody you were supposed to be meeting with didn't show. I really did. I don't know. I didn't tell you what was happening. Actually, really not. I know it. Just say I want to get a person me. You're going to sit with me? Yeah, sure, that's. No kissing necessary. I realize how pretty you were being. Thank you. It means, ha. It means a lot. Well, no, but except yours. What's I'm saying? Are you sure? Extremely. Oh, ah. We'll be there in a flash. We'll be there in a flash. Excellent. Wait, really? Let's go. I'll get being on them. Wait, here. What you said, roll. I assume it's also. Like, once you cross the roll, I went, well, having that mistaken. You cross the roll. Oh, no, that was lucky. Hold on, actually, hold on site. First snapshot, later, skeptical. What does it give me? Is this what your legacy strong things? No, I mean, not really. There's a charge from there. It's a birthright. So why should you do this? I have no idea. We'll take over anything and everything. We're no reason at all. Just have to have one. Maybe our sub being on fire next to 6 selfie background. Are you serious? She's terrible. Now, okay. It's like the Tetrarch says. A slow, a soft, the unlucky fingers. Every jump on the air, saturated, we're fingers. They run out of slave or slaughter. Especially us. Like me. This is terrible. You're on fire. You're period. I just said, this is my reply. This is awful. I'm sorry. This is this. My sub is full of bullets. We don't matter. Nobody doesn't matter. We don't matter. All this is another garbage. It's always been like this. Nobody does anything about it. You're not better ones. Like me. We're mostly got lying down to die. But you're better, right? You sound writing something. Well, that's not me. That's Tetrarch is different. He's amazing. He's like things. He's like he's in the movies. Like he's starting now. People all think together. But never dialogue. Well, I have a chance. People want everyone to talk to. Now he's gone. Yes, and I'm alone. And I'm slow. And it's not I'm just another better, but nobody. No. What? This bad guy. He's like he stinks. What? Okay, sorry. You're talking about constantly. That's the word he says. His name's like awful. No, it's not that at all. He's just looking out for me. Open your eyes. Why do you think you're really saying terrible things? It's like I don't know where you're coming from. Sometimes I feel just run. And I think I'm the reason he's never around. What's wrong with me? That makes I don't want to see me. That's a little courage. You're just awful. The terrible things he does is him. You understand? Me, Tetrarch, because you're crops. We're afraid to be morals. Morals? You don't get it. No, you don't. I mean, I know anything about this. It's crazy. Anything, but not every friend never stand by you think seriously for yourself. I'm nothing. You're nothing. In fact, I know you're nothing. You have to meet your own bravery. Which way back was because he didn't take her to see through. And you were going through a second city and you never met. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Tried. You think so? Yeah. I believe yourself. Wow. You remember my name this time. Yes. That's because you speak on me. And we're still friends. I knew that if you gave it back, you know, you lost the line. I knew a lot of me. Everything else like this. Like this. Like me. Zephyros. I'm going to imagine the best way to stand the friendship when we're having your memories. That's the nicest thing you must have done for you. I'm not alone after all. I've got Joey and you're saving me and telling me to do. Well, no, we're together. Oh yeah, right. That's Joey. Now let's get you out of there and pick up what's next. Are you sure? I'm sure you don't have anyone to help us. I don't know what kind of help we need to do. Well, I know someone. Well, exactly the name. Why you trying? Are you sure to help us? Oh, yeah, she hates the airs. And she's not a big fan. That's enough for me. Hold still. Hold still. Give me the thing. Okay, I guess. No. Like, still, like, stupid. Still. Look, you have anything else? Puzzle. Dancing. Just like the roll. Like, first, he's going to kick. Everybody, doing that. Oh. That is happening. Damn. I went Kansas City Shuffle. Damn. I can't find this one. I gotta say on somebody. I gotta take it for price. I don't know say because I don't think I ever. I feel like. After eventually. So you're telling me after I play Act 2, I'm still the story? Look at this. I'll get completely it. Oh my god. Just 8 acts planned? Oh, okay. Oh, I was going to look this up. That's not a great idea. So I saw Act 1 of these. 2017. This is like a that's right now. I saw Act 2. It's been 2020. It's been 5 years since the second came out. There's no, oh my gosh. At least I don't want to get enough content to this storyline now. Oh, jeez. This is really good. I'll just follow you and then make sense. No. Oh, wait, so okay, so I'm sorry. So Act 2 is just going to be DC mostly? Then I don't see you dynamic ever, basically? Is that what it implies now? Is Joey story, yes. Oh my god. Oh. So I gotta wait years for Access to actually finish. I probably won't see the brother dynamic story. And then oh, let's work on the game. Oh, what's it called? I forgot the name so dope. I want to see my boy Zephyros, or Zephyros? Zephyros, whatever. That's your name. Zephyros, be a pusher, the best pusher ever made. Want to be? Has to be. Wow. Wow. The Homestuck Act maybe? The Homestuck Act as well. What if you go to the all and I don't know the game for again, right? I'm gonna choose right now, but right this. Okay, go back a bit here. Boros, speak off, we left off. Interesting. Your flash before. 1 year strife. Was you? Is there cultists? Oh. Okay. Guess you're. That's all that was. Was it? You know, got the streets. You learn what cost, right? You know, just Skyline, just Lucy. We're not gonna just off that. With power stay here. Okay. We want to play humans. I was watching this game. Cool. Let's get Act 2. Yeah. It's like high swap for like first one for $1. $1 somewhere, but. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. What was it? Was it? Did it say play high swap Act 2? What the hell? I can at least figure out anything, right? Oh, minutes. Oh shit. Go to school? After Homestuck Act 5, okay. And prison, yeah. And some friends will be safe after Act 5 too then? After Act 5 also be prison. Act 5 10 sort of. 18 volumes. I don't know how long it's actually now. Impressive that sounds. Oh wait, more first I thought. It's not. I'll ask, I guess. I mean all Act 5 characters, okay. That's all. That's pretty good. Crazy. And the yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Okay. What's this one? Oh, that was good. More complete, yeah. So, this one's gameplay average like 6 hours or something like that. So I guess I'm pretty sure, yeah, makes sense. And I hear Act 2 is 12 hours, so double length? What do you want to do that? Wow. I'll let troll understand first though. Maybe. That's a jam. Oh. So I really like the dynamics of an ass but yeah, I accept it, but I didn't know if I get it from certain things. I'll change my interest. Interesting. How does it know what to affect for the next again? Was it user checks? He's not sure yet, yeah. Fuck, dude. They got one of the hardest, like, sports pictures I guess I've seen. Say that stuff. But that's like, will I use that every time, or is it like, I'm not figuring out how to get it. This is the coolest thing. Okay, wait. Homestuck, 3 models. That's like a mod pack, goodbye. Free download, okay, careful, look at it, okay. How do I see the game? Pro instinct, well, dude. I'll get all the rules right there. I guess, yeah. I don't know, they're just, I don't like too much, I don't look at the pictures, look at things. It would just save like one night, like, all the way over 100 different things. Imagine that the game here, that's the best you can get. I need more information how to play first, so I guess I can see a game, it's so weird, like, they don't understand how it works. Oh my god, though.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, 4 hours now, yeah. I want to play games a little more. This is
What damage in the hives?
it's
Dressed up. Nurse breath equivalent of TAV.
so good, right?
How do I? Oh, I can do
Oh,
this.
here's the other.
Boom. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now we go into volume 5. Yes. Oh, my bad. Walking. You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. Wait a second. Hold on a quick second. Hold on. I had the wrong outfit on. My bad. Oh my, something looked wrong. Okay. Wow. my fault. Oh. Boom, bada boom, bada boom. Damn, it's evil Tavros. Not really. Tavros is evil Tavros. You are gonna be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises. So, walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward friendship is witchcraft. Zebra Kodak or ooh, boom 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 boom. We're already seeing like images of them on the website, so it's not as mysterious, but okay. As usual. Do zebra first. Oh, I'm sorry. It's too late. I've already clicked the button. As usual, the streets are hopping, just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead, at an intersection of streets, is some kind of night market. Well, every market on Alternia is a night market. As previously stated, you are broke, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find. You can learn a lot about a culture from their stores. You are so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you are nearly at the market before you realize that quite a few people are coming toward you, in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks likely that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled on the street, and the street is wide enough to just step aside and let the crowd pass by. Is the YouTube live lagging? Interesting. Oh. Probably not. Okay. Boom. Or it would be. Oh. You get a brief, furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then a hand grabs yours so tightly the tips of your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl, who has a hold of you, speaks quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head in close to hear. We are on a... We are on a date. You're my mate sprite or my moherel. Whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night on the town. We are on a date. You're my mate sprite or moherel. Whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night on the town. We're gonna go catch a movie and get some soft served grub cream. You feel me? Wow. Okay. Boom. Freak out and let the purr beast out of the bag. You stop abruptly and someone smacks into you from behind. You go down hard, your hand ripped away from the girl's. She gives you a fierce glower of disappointment. Fine, just more people letting me down. I'll deal with this on my own. I've done it before. She takes a running leap for the alley wall, scampering up and onto the roof like a squirrel up a tree. You are left looking down at the smudge of violent blood she left on your palm. An emptiness fills you at the thought of the friendship that could have been if only you'd kept your chill. Game over, leap of unfaith. Let's play along and hold hands. Wow, it's getting intense. Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace, a surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there? Someone died. You figured that, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. You tell the troll girl you thought that was just kind of a normal here. Normal, sure. When lowbloods get killed, natural order of things, right? But with high bloods, it's different. Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. Doesn't matter what the job is, I'll take it. Oh. So a high blood is dead, and you are currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e., she made you her accomplice, i.e., you are now her friend. Friendship achieved. We did it. We won. Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a surprisingly friendly thing to do. What had she called you? Her mate sprite? You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her.
My name is Polypa. But there's no reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk at all.
You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you are just walking in silence. But that would require talking, and she told you not to do that. A trio of those spiky robots go marching by. Drones or whatever. They're big. Ugly heads swivel back and forth like they're looking for someone. Polypa doesn't understand anything, and she keeps her eyes forward, but she goes as sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. You feel it through her hand, her fingers tighten on yours until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connecting two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple dumpsters.
Hold up a minute.
Hold up a minute. Ah! Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it. It's two overlapping gold ovals. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a gold blood, right? But then Polypa yanks the sweatshirt off over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top emblazoned with a symbol of olive green. It looks like a cat's. It's pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a bucket on the side, a whoosh accompanied by the sluffery stink of immolation. Note to self, don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs your hand again as you head back out to the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking it out of its ponytail, letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. Next, she reaches up and takes part of her right horn off. Wait, no. It was a little bit of veneer, an artificial bit to cover up a notch in the shitten? I don't know. I know what the stuff is. I can't remember how to pronounce it though. Is that all it is though? What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You wonder until you actually begin to listen to some of the conversations happening around you, and check out the billboard-sized screens mounted on roofs every few blocks. Seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently a well-respected Violet Blood is dead, killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold blood girl with a ponytail. Wow, you are really dealing with a professional here. I need to find someone to lay low until the heat turns down. I mean, we both do, since you're my associate now. I had a contract waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here. You wonder what in the world made her think you have any idea what's going on. Ever. She keeps giving you sharp looks as if she's gradually catching on to just who she has chosen to recruit. You want her to understand that no matter how busted you look, you are an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? We should go catch a movie and get some soft-serve grub cream. Polypa's mouth twitches. It could just be a muscle spasm, but you like to think it's a smile of approval and burgeoning camaraderie. Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Fuck, she's wicked buff. Jesus. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand, You would have thought holding hands for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You are certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded, also metaphorically for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is it's kind of nice holding hands, even if it is under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's probably a theater in here. Makes sense. You aren't from around here and you don't think Philippa is either. But you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water. That's probably been in there for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth mall is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working in any of these stores. Everything is automated. And the top floors appear to be reserved for high bloods. Philippa is still holding onto your hand. Gosh, it's like you really are on our real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you have never been on a date with an assassin before. You can't read the showtimes and descriptions and you don't have any money. But Philippa chooses the movie and pays for both of you. She tosses a couple of coins into a slot and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any soft-served grub cream, but you are a little too queasy from the mingled nerves and excitement currently to deal with anything called grub cream. You do, however, stop for a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stand. The theater you follow Philippa into isn't crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk up the steps. Your heart pounds and sweat slides down the back of your neck. You are just positive everyone can see right through you to this deeply controversial cross-species matchup you got going here. Even worse, Philippa takes a seat weirdly close to the other group here. Man, awkward. The movie starts playing. Apparently in Alternia there aren't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you are going to be stuck here, you want to know what hot new summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy. You expected Philippa to choose a thriller or a horror movie. From what you can glean of the plot, it's about a beautiful young Jadeblood who gets involved with a visiting Blueblood and their servant, a big, bumbling Bronze. The portrayal of Lowblood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the time you hung out with Bronya. Just a lot bigger and more glitterier. The main character spends a lot of time pulling the jeweled comb through her lustrous hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't just think it's because you are unfamiliar with the cultural context. It also doesn't help that Philippa keeps up a running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. I can't believe they ended in the mistaken identity storyline. It's so unnecessary. It's so Carcat coded. Also, Blackstrom is so boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. I can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage, but I read it a long time ago. My taste may have just been worse back then. You are looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious. What do you think? What? You think I've been an assassin since I pupated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice and stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything beyond what I read online. 2 characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that Philippa has decided to tell you her life story in the back of a movie theater. The deep blue light from the screen and the brooding caverns washes over her. making her noble and sad. You are entranced. It didn't last, though.
It doesn't have anything to do with my blog, but a few swipes ago, a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they were high, maybe on super. Whatever. They stole a bunch of my shit, killed my Lucius, and some little psionic fuck broke both my legs with his brain. Just because he thought it would be funny.
You are riveted. You have a bit of a tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Palipa picks through the buttery exploded kernels with a delicate claw. If I was trapped in my hive, I would have starved to death if it hadn't been for some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some idiot who ran around with an Eastern Alternian replica sword challenging purple permies to duels. Damn, this guy sounds dope. Teal bloods are pedantic bulge lords, but they care about justice. And these kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyway, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone is scum. One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Palipa that if she and her Moira want to get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Palipa kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. Ooh, shit. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek, almost a slow motion slap, firm and intense, with plenty of comfortably intimate eye contact. The girl settles down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. The rest of it goes by with your head spitting and your heart in your throat. You're glad Palipa trusts you enough to share her past, but you are nervous about her talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole point of coming to the movie to lay low? Think about it. When that girl sees the description in the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the noisy all of blood getting all conciliatory in public. It's way safer than sulking around, believe me. Gosh, Palipa really is an expert. You are so glad you got to go on this date with her, even if she was mostly fake. As soon as you are back out on the street, Palipa pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls. Fuck that little nook licker. I thought she bailed on me. We're going to Cheddar and she's dead. They got her. Damn it. I told her to be careful. Her sadness is quickly turning to rage, vibrating off her in frantic waves. Her voice gets louder too, and people are starting to look your way. Heckling in the theater is one thing, shouting at a phone about murder is another. This one is going south fast. You've got to calm her down. Deploy shush pap. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. Deploy it. For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw the troll inside do to his angry date. You press your palm firmly to her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she is drawing comfort from this tiny little gesture. Then she blinks and pulls away. Listen, I'm definitely on the clock right now, so let's be professional. She bites her lip, hesitating. Then she reaches up and repeats the gesture on your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship? You're a weird-looking double-horn amputee with very few social skills, terrible survival instincts, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're all right. If you ever want to earn a little cash, I can use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No. Those are just tears in your eyes. Tears of gratitude. Oh, good reference. We love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, and Full Metal Alchemist. Okay, don't get too choked up. You're definitely just gonna be banged. He was sure, Palipa, that due to your general inaptitude, you wouldn't want it any other way. Victory. Oh. Damn. This is one choice, though. What's the other option giving me? Didn't say friendship, though. Interesting. Okay. This. Oh, wait, no, this is the one I guess it was two choices, right? It was just one fake. Oh, wait, I gotta go here. Load. Here. Yes. I don't want the apartment buildings. Oh, that's a possibility. Most of the HIVESWAPs around here are cheap rentals, burgundy or bronze at the most. I could take them, no problem. You act like anyone. Some jobs just require a little more forethought. You kind of meant finding an empty unit, or maybe sulking in a foyer or alien Starbucks, but you don't want to tell your cooling friend how to do her job. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to. But she did choose you. Though at this point she may be wishing she'd grabbed some other random stranger's hand. Well, pick one. This was your idea. Oh jeez, usually you don't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Nothing good will come from letting you be in charge. But you also don't want her to think you are useless. You just kind of wish she'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. You pick a tall purple building at random. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what seems to be a standard shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps to a hallway lined with doors. This could be any apartment on Earth, but instead of letters on the nameplates, there's those colorful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs. Huh. Weird. So weird. Anyway, all the ones here are red or brown, like Palipa predicted. She listens at a couple doors before finally settling on one with a red symbol. You wait for her to pull out a lockpick and high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. But instead, she takes a step back and delivers two sharp kicks just above the knob. What? I'm not the goddamn super. You assure her you are absolutely not judging the way she's running this operation. You don't think you've ever met a mercenary before. Oh. Unless you count the guy who tried to hit you up for cash when you were injured, or a little girl who drained your blood for paints. The boy, constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. What a dope apartment. This apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news. Not that it smells bad, just the fact that there's pizza here. You don't think that could live on a planet that didn't have pizza. That's just beyond the pale, or orange dreamsicles. You try to shut the busted door as well as you can. Bleepeth plucks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone, or what had Skyla called it, a palm husk? She pulls out her palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. What a... Twitter. Oh, okay. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other space. You take the opportunity to poke around the apartment you were currently illegally occupying. Just generally being a nosy piece of shit. Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled high in the sink, and windows are dirty. You can barely see out of them. Something sticky and red stains half the counter. It may be blood, but it also may be Kool-Aid. Fuck. God damn it. Shitting fuck breath. Something appears to have gone wrong. Polyaska still on the couch, hunched over with her palms held close to her face. She types with her knuckles. You've noticed a lot of trolls do that. Probably because of their claws.
It's all over Chitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contacts. They got her. She's been called.
Her voice is flat, her eyes expressionless. She lets the palm slip from her fingers into her lap. You stand next to the couch like an asshole. You don't know what to say. You doubt Polypa is the hugging type, which really can't stand her looking so dejected.
Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It was just business.
You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show you are ready to listen and learn and commiserate. Polypa wraps her arms around her knees.
Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadranted pairs who work together. There's one particularly famous olive and gold-blood duo. I've lost plenty of jobs to them. But I've never found anyone that I trust enough to make my partner beyond just a random one-offer. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost impossible.
Does that mean the guy back in the town square isn't actually dead? Polypa looks affronted at the very thought.
Excuse me, no. It just means I had to get a very expensive knife and coat it in a very expensive poison and stab it exactly the right place. The motherfucker is dead and there's no doubt about that. I don't leave jobs half done. High caste jobs are my specialty. Most people are too afraid to take jobs higher than teal. Me, I don't care. Low bloods, high bloods. If you've got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, I would make things a lot. It would make things a lot easier. I'll admit that much.
You cough lightly into a closed fist. What's this? Something caught in your throat, perhaps? Could it be the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflex? You murmur delicately that sometimes destiny steers you in a direction you never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it has steered her to you. That's forward for sure, but you're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? Polypa snorts. It's a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way. Not a tough assassin like her. You're imagining it.
No offense, but I only grabbed you because you looked weird. And I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't exactly blend in.
You can't argue with her logic, but a sourness starts in your throat now that the realization that Polypa had not chosen you for your obvious trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you look like a goddamn disaster. Fair. A very fair assessment. Whatever. You can get past that. God knows you have gotten past worse, like attempted murder. As far as a good friend recently said, you gotta break a few cluck beast embryos to make a grublet. She's considering you now. More thoughtful than before.
Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers. But you have to remember.
But what you have to remember, you aren't destined to find out. That fate finger reaches down further and chokes you. Keys jingle outside the apartment before whoever is out there catches a sight of the busted door. What the hell? You and Polypa lock eyes. Oh shit. A quick flash of silver and suddenly a knife appears in Polypa's hand. Where did it come from? Outside the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inward, and before it is all the way open, Polypa is up and over the couch, launching herself at the intruders. Shit, wait. You are the intruders. And this is what you were afraid of. You were about to watch your new friend kill some poor low-blood troll. This was a terrible idea. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make your choices all over again. Yeah, that would be rad. You wish life was like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through, but right behind him is a troll so tall, he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh, hell no. The giant troll catches Polypia with one hand. He's got big ram-like horns and curly purple symbol on his shirt. His face is painted in lines of black and white, makeup designed to make his face look like a skull. Look, babe. Look at these tiny, wriggler thieves. Polypia writhes in his grip, clawing at him like an angry cat. He hangs on, giving her a shake. Shit, you have to do something, but what? If you get in that purple guy's reach, you are absolutely going to get killed. You try to move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in, and you are rooted to the spot. You can't do anything. You are useless. You don't even know what happened to Polypia's knife. God, you wish you had taken some self-defense classes back on Earth. The high blood gives Polypia a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls to her feet, and bolts for the window. Of course it would have a high blood mate spritz. The high blood turns to you and sticks out a big great tongue, and wow. Suddenly, you can move your feet again, and you throw yourself out the window after Polypia. You are only one floor up, but that's one floor more than you would like to be when falling out of a building. Your fall is broken by Polypia, meaning you get a collection of bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiots. They're definitely gonna call the drones. You've got to run. You roll your big floppy body off her and hustle to keep up as she peels off down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder to see the two guys hanging out the window. The high blood waves lazily. Polypia starts out strong, but pretty soon she is limping and leaning on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down to get a closer look. You're no doctor, but recently you've become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop, you want me to leave a blood trail? We just split up. Now that we've been seen together, your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you'd been so sure you had this one on lock. You mentioned, half mumbling to yourself, that maybe it would be better if you stay together. Safety numbers and all that. Oh yeah? Maybe safety for you. This was a terrible idea. I can't believe I ever trusted that someone could have my back. Yeah, let's do another one of your amazing plans. Sounds great. Done. She leaves you at an intersection of the streets. Even though she is no longer leaning on you, you nevertheless feel a heaviness settle inside you. Philosophically, a deep fatigue so intense you want to curl up on the ground. So you do. Game over. At least your ass didn't kill her. Boom. Oh, why does this look familiar? Down. Damn. Oh, wait, what am I doing? We gotta start the new game. So now it's time to play as the blue guy. Boom, 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 boom. Friendship. Zebra Kodak. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you, but might as well explore. This guy, oh, you never know where you'll find your next friend. The power of positive thinking must be your side. Must be on your side because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks. You don't know where you are, do you? By this point in your time on Alternia, you don't know if it's wise admits that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world, but you don't know what you could say to try to convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivety? That would sure be fantastic luck.
It's a good thing I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of low bloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what color your blood is?
You hesitate, while you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society. You're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role of blood color plays in this world. And you've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do? Lie and say we have a high blood color.
Oh, really? It's not that I don't want to be friends with other high bloods, but I'm a busy troll, you understand. So I only befriend folk that I might, want to fill a quadrant with someday. Besides, high bloods just don't need as much help in our unjust society. Stay awake in this fucking guy. He pumps his fist in the air and you immediately copy him, but the gesture doesn't seem to be enough to change his mind about you not being oppressed enough for his tastes. Oh, so I just don't know if it's going to work out between us. Out of his league, game over. Fuck. Tell the truth. Red, Wow, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made a friend with a red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're as excited for this friendship as he is. So nice. You come on so strong. Nice. Need to stay for a day, right? I can help you out with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. Because I believe it's important to help out underserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way, shall we?
You follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night because you see lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed as nice as zebra. And you see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be lowbloods walking with highbloods.
Today is actually Flushed Affirmation Day, so you'll see lots of trolls taking their mate spirits out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flushed quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight.
That sounds a little weird. He doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share friends with plenty of other friends.
Sure. Sharing can be a good thing if you're into that. It's Valentine's Day. Oh, it's close enough. I could be, personally speaking, like maybe with the two lowbloods, but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has to respect each other, you know?
Wow, what? You have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship got taken to this particular place. Decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next.
Looks like there are a lot of high blood, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad. Most of these low bloods are probably with their mates because it's socially advantageous. Pretty shitty of the high bloods to take advantage of that. But not everyone is as socially conscious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high bloods don't treat their low blood mate spirits like the queens that they are.
You look around at all the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable. And some of their high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to their low blood dates. One troll dressed in cruelly and is making her shabbily dressed mate spirit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess, except she's sure laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing to the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it does seem kind of humiliating.
Zebra
Sees where you're looking at and shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arm around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulder. Ooh, fucker.
I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have to say something like that.
You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulder when your rival must be his hive. It's the biggest and most McMansion-y hive on the block. And when he stops in front of it, he lets go of you and gesture proudly at his sprawling home.
Welcome to my humble abode. I'm just grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate.
Oh, wait, hold on, he got a little bow tie. Oh, shit. The resemblance is uncanny. Oh my gosh. When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted by a distinguished looking white zebra. It has normal zebra markings all over its body except for around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed a shape that looks like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a suit. Zebra's luscious as a zebra. Exactly. It's a little cute bow tie, little hair thing going on. You know what? You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but that is unquestionably the energy you're getting.
Don't mind my luscious. He's kind of socially old-fashioned, but he lets me keep low bloods around the hive to help out and stuff. So he's not all bad. Let me give you the grand tour. As Zebra takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebra's. You're guessing these are the low bloods he just mentioned? They seem to all be doing chores, sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime in troll-sized bathtubs for other, possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glance up at you and Zebra when you pass by, then looks differentially away. The Zebra Luscious is following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses at the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several low-blood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. Zebra seems you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floor. Now they are all avoiding your eyes. See, I told you I take in plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know. So that's why you don't see other indigo bloods here. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary. Right, guys? A few lowbloods mutter an affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebra looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. They don't all realize yet that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps his Luscious has had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone and Zebra has turned all of his attention on you. His smile seems very friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out on the town to celebrate Flushed Affirmation Day, I have lots of other friends I could introduce to you. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or if you're tired, I can show you to your guest room now and we can have a nice night in it. Go out or stay in? Well, let's go out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with a guy for the rest of the night. Plus, if he's as popular as he says he is, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell him that you're interested in going out. Cool. That sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm more in the mood for a nice quiet night in. And maybe television streaming service and lower the
temperature if that's cool with you. Oh boy. If that has the same connotations as it does on Earth, it's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks over you. Great. Sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. I just want you to feel comfortable whatever we choose to do. You're not sure why he's asked what you wanted to do, since your preferences don't seem to matter much. My luscious guests have probably prepared a delicious meal for you by now, but let's finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room. You tell him sure. Bedrooms are a great way for people to express their personalities, and as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard part of the sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully he got the gist. When you go to his enormous room, it's decorated with posters of musicians on the wall, what seems to be social justice slogans. One poster has a symbol with claw hands in several different colors coming together to hold a trident with the word unity underneath it. Another poster features a rainbow of colors ranging from the rust to olive green that proclaims him to be a low blood ally. Ha! 2 other low blood servants are in here. One of them standing on a stepladder to dust some high shells, while the other crawls around on the floor, scrubbing and picking up wrappers that zebra seems to have just littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste probably isn't refined enough to have heard my favorite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak truth to power. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support the marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile? It's a perfect setup for feelings jams with your moirejo. He winks at you. You don't know what a moirel is or what he means by feelings jam, but sounds like in theory it could be a nice thing, but maybe not given the sleazy way he says it. You tell him that it looks like a very nice pile of things. You spot a couple pillows, what looks like a puppet with a disturbingly long nose, some random bow ties, and a few horseshoes. You look intrigued. I'll lie down for a second. We don't have to do anything, but it sometimes can be nice to just, pacify each other a little bit. He sprawls on the pile in what he probably thinks is an enticing way, like he wants you to draw him like one of your French girls. You turn away to try to... Man, do people not know Titanic references anymore? I wonder. Disturbed expression on your face, because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast about the rest of your room, you notice that the low-blood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You can tell that she's trying to cough unobtrusively, but it seems like she's hacking her lungs up, with each big cough racking her whole body, making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when she notices your concern, and mumbles that she's fine and you don't need to worry. But she doesn't look fine. Now that you're getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed and exhausted, with sickly shadow on her face and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad, considering how much of your time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mention to Zebra that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come investigate, blinking down at you in confusion, and not sparing a glance for the low blood.
What are you even talking about?
The servant tries to go back to her scrubbing, but she struggles with coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely she would feel better if she took a break and ate or drank something. You asked Zebra about that hot meal he said he was cooked for you. Maybe you could give some of it to this poor sick troll.
Jeez. You're making me look bad. Haha. There's no way a guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect low bloods and do everything in my power to take care of them.
What's... You think you're a better ally than I am? Considering your status, or lack thereof, on this planet, you're not sure you count as an ally so much as a member of the oppressed middle class. Would you let that slide? Someone has to be the king of douchebags, though, right? Well, the story with a lot of people in Homestuck in Friendsim. Because most people in Friendsim kind of should be more evil, right? The higher up you go. Heard a loud bang. You hasten to explain that you didn't mean to criticize him and you're sure he's doing a fine job at being an ally to lowbloods.
Yeah, well, it's not easy, whatever. Maybe we should go eat now. I don't feel like having a feelings jam anymore.
He turns and leaves the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick lowblood. You mouth an apology to her behind his back, and she gives you a tired wave and goes back to scrubbing. Zebra leads you downstairs to the dining room, where Lucius is supervising a team of lowbloods setting the table with what looks like a 4-course meal. The look on the Lucius's zebra face is now even more disdainful than before. Its bow tie seems angrier.
Looks like dinner is almost ready. Cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures. Lowbloods. I mean, trolls in general are always expecting me to provide for them without ever offering any concupiscence in return.
For once, you're kind of glad you're unfamiliar with his alien vocabulary. Innuendo, you have absolutely no money, which he definitely knows. You can pay him back for dinner in friendship?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I want to be friends with someone who has a problem the way I do activism. I have it on good authority from every high blood I know that my intersectional praxis is valid.
You stumble over your own words in your haste to assure him that you in no way meant to say he's not valid. You never met a troll so valid. No one believes in his validity more than you do.
Whatever. Let's just eat.
You both sit down at the table while the lowbloods set the table, light the candles, and serve the appetizer course. You can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the troll upstairs. But it might not be best to bring that up again. You eat in silence for a while, and Zebra looks like he's stewing over something. Then he sets his fork down and looks over the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realized. This guy pays for Twitter. I mean, Chitter. Ugh. Yeah, this guy pays for fucking the full plan too. People who pay for Twitter. I guess that. Is it just? What would it be called now, though? Like, right? It's the one letter now, right? It's like the X equivalent. I guess I could look that up. And I could know. You know what? I just realized. You totally denied my low blood her own agency. You totally denied my low blood her own agency when you questioned me about her feeding her. Yeah. Why? Is it? No funny letters that isn't X. Maybe just call it sex and that's it. Sex.com. Yeah. When you said what you said was totally problematic. You don't respect the low bloods at all, do you? Not like I do. You tried to apologize, saying that it was not your intention to disrespect anyone, but that you're sorry you apparently did. He doesn't let you get the words out. People don't realize how tough it is to be a high blood troll. Who believes in social justice. Seriously, I face my own kind of oppression for speaking out and being an activist for low blood rights. For one thing, I never get a conciliation or concubines I deserve. My quadrants are always going unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. I thought you'd be different, but you don't get it either. You tried to tell him that he's got you all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in low blood rights, which is why you were concerned for his guest in the first place. But he acts like you didn't say any of what you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power structures of our fucked up society. Your lack of awareness of your own privilege really makes me sick. You must think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple injuries. But what you're doing now, rejecting me and criticizing me, it's exactly what the same as what subjugulators do to the low bloods they call. You probably deserve whatever shitty position you have in society, unlike me. I deserve to have this nice house and low blood servants and full quadrant for being such a good activist, okay? He's standing up by now, advancing on you with his zebra stamping its hooves, threatening at his side. You scramble back, trying to make your way to the front door. It's tricky because you have to step around all the low bloods who seem to feel strongly that they should get away from Zebra when he's angry. You don't make it out to the front door fast enough on your own. Boom! With a terrifying equine scream, Zebra's luscious rears up on its hind legs and strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Take your privilege and offensive views and get out. Anyone who doesn't respect the low bloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive. Game over. It would behoove you to stay away. Hi. Fuck, wait. Wait, which one did I choose today? I chose Get Out, right? Yeah, I chose to go out. Yeah. Show me to my room, please. You think that going out on Zebra on flushed affirmation day might potentially give him the wrong idea. And besides, you're pretty tired. You don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Sure. Oh, bruh. By the way, have you heard of Chixie Roixmer? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're like a serious music fan. But you've got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of her low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in this scene. We should go, just in case she's there. You could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in tonight, but okay. You gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. That's what a good friend would do. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple times on the way, so it could be worse. I don't read like that. Maybe hand holding is totally platonic on Alternia. You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a lowblood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixie's. You enjoy the tune as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? Well, the lyrics are about... Well, they're about lots of things, social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it, like... You're not on my level already. I don't know what I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Eternia to talk about your interests. How exciting. You say that you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool. Sounds great. Really interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's hard to pretend that you know what he's talking about now that he's asked you about quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation. Whoa, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. He goes into a brief, but not really brief enough explanation on the 4 types of romance in Alternia. Mate Sprit, the flush quadrant, which to you sounds like the most analogous to human romantic partnerships. Moralians, the pale quadrant, which sounds like exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspitism, the ashen quadrant, which you don't understand at all. The Kismistude, the black quadrant, which just sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. That's the best quadrant, though. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get that he's asking if you're single. You tell him that you just want to be friends. Of course, I respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here. And being in a quadrant with an influential yet sensitive, social aware indigo blood like myself could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia. He wasn't criticizing that kind of high blood, low blood, socially socially advantageous relationship just a few hours ago, it wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club sidles up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, and then shulks off again. Zebra looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging towards the club exit. I just got a tip that there's about to be a culling at this concert. We should get out of here. You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. Look around, and the rest of the audience still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the other trolls here of the danger? Oh, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these lowbloods that the culling is coming, that could mean risking my life too. Not that I've ever tried, but everyone knows that. The high bloods here will probably be fine though. We've got each other's back. It's important to look after your comrades in the struggle. Sure enough, you can see that the other trolls here, who much like Zebra, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes and casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The lowbloods are still clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one has given them a tip-off. Come on, we've got this scram. The two of you abscond, getting away. The two of you abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you are tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems like you've arrived back in the high blood part of town. You wonder if the drones have descended on all of those trolls at the club by now. And you just can't hear it because this neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to a low-blood cultural events like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks that you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked a culling to fight for low-blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight the authoritarian state. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I think it's cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's probably the best way to contribute as an activist ally, you know, by supporting me. And speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. This guy just does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is what you're looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Fuck yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. And many trolls start by being friends first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends but then fight too much, you can still prepare for a caligenous quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pressure beat a little faster. Sure, you say. If what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy, you have some things to add to the list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man, and friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move or take you to the airport or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing to pursue for its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Yeah, hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for low blood rights? You'd think that going by
blood color and how often you have almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet. You're more like a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally. But you decide not to split hairs and just tell him yes, you'll be an ally to yourself.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to the Lowbloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate spread.
Friend, you correct him. You can be his friend. Hi. Hello, welcome. Also, the music is loud as fuck. Thank you. Thank you for that. Haha. That looks like a spot, yeah.
Right. Right, sure, yep. I mean to say friend.
He lets go of your hand finally, which at least counts for a particular victory and winks. Victory. I hate to say, I like his little goofy little smile. But he's kind of, fuck. Fuck. I'd probably like fall down. Well, what do they say? What do the youngins say? They say like I wouldn't fumble. What's the term when you like when you're fucking just on your knees type shit? That'd probably be me in this world. All the trolls are too pretty in the troll land, Alternia. It was fun. And damn, it's been 3 hours. Okay. Now, I want to continue my Promstuck shenanigans. I just gotta get back to the page I was at in Promstuck. Boom. And then boom. Oh wait, I gotta move this thing now. What works with this? Like doing that? Oh, well, not doing that. Oh, that kind of works. Yeah, that's it. Dun 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 dun. Boom dun 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 no. Oh. Here you go. Enjoy a smiling friend's clip.
Cube. Oh, I love Super Monkey Ball. Dude, you like Super Monkey Ball? Pim. Bro, I knew I liked. I got a sweet hot tub in the back you can chill out in, and I got Super Monkey Ball for the GameCube. Oh, I love Super Monkey Ball. Dude, you like Super Monkey Ball? Pim. Bro, I knew I liked you, dude. Come here, bring it in. Bring it in, brother.
Mr. Boss, that's nice.
I got a sweet hot tub in the back you
They'll wait till next year. Yeah, probably. A lot of things they'll wait till next year. But you know, also HIVESWAP Act 3 will be out by next year too, though. So, and hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully the pilot. Also, hopefully it does get animated. I can actually watch Homestuck too after. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, maybe I should do like say, oh, warning, I'm flashing through. Oh wait.
I think you'll be done by January. Maybe. I guess, right? I'm like 3 months in. I got a month and a half to go. I don't know. Homestuck, it's more like text dense, right? So there's more text now than like there was in the last like half I read. So it'll take like longer because all the more text, right? Oh, whoa. That wasn't supposed to happen. Act 6 is basically half the comic. Okay. Where I was. Okay, this is where I was at. Okay. Give me 1 moment to check in on somebody real quick. Oh, I was calling to check on a. Oh, well, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Had to check on one of my pals. Something that came up with him. Want to make sure he's doing well, kinda. Okay. Where do I stand on this desk? Like, I do this. Wait, do I do this? Oh wait. Hold on. Oh wait, I got thoughts for a second. Hold on. Okay, wait. So, wait, it's gonna reset everything, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it at the moment. Maybe. No, it's not. Let's do this, and like just like do this. Oh, well, that's the wrong transition. Hi, hello. You're looking into the void now. That is me. Hi. I want to like check something out. Um, oh, okay. You're gonna listen. You're gonna see something kind of weird here. Hi. Whoa. Whoa. What's that? Oh, you don't see that. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Never mind. That's different. I thought y'all would see that. Um. Okay. What is this? Oh. Oh no no. Whoa. What? This is wrong. Um. Okay. Um. What's a W sitting? Oh. I don't want W sitting. What's Siza or Caesar? Oh. I had like a fun idea. Whoa. Um. What is this? Oh shit. Sorry. This looks weird. Yeah. Yeah. This is the play. Well. Yeah. They're like they go bigger. Yeah. This is it. I like. Okay. I'm sitting down now. Fuck. Um. Uh. Yes. Yes. Uh, my hands are just so okay. End of Act 2. Intermission 2. Boom. Boom. Family Man. Eclipse Gum. From a Twilight Eclipse. Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey. I don't know that one. Get well soon. You see an array of beautiful objects before you. They glisten. Dare you choose the ice cream tube or the Eclipse gum? Feast your eyes upon the Nick Cage lithograph or the dubious dragon helm. Perhaps the rose festoon is more your thing. The carried flag of danger holds some interest, as does the lagomorph as well wishes. Finally, you gaze upon the hammer smashed clock, and that weird fucking frog. All of these objects are significant, and all point back to a certain memory. But We cannot just hand out memories like some light moraled frontal lobe. You, the curious reader, must correctly name what the memory is about. So pick the object of most interest and use your question box to tell us what memory it represents. Once you have correctly identified, we will enter the world of memory and examine all these shitty mysteries. At that point, you will wish correctly, and this intermission was simply about blingies. I do. Carried flag of danger. Recall that one time when Kanaya died at the hands of a hapless colored guard member. Okay. Your name is Erden Empora, and your life is not fair. You have been in love with RZ Elendith for 2 whole weeks now. Simultaneously, you're in love with a lot of other people in varying quadrants, 19 if you count. But you know that this is the real deal and forever. Ever since she went shit hive maggots and joined Color Guard, she has driven you crazy in more ways than one. You will hate Smooch in a deep, dark cave, and everyone will come to the hands fasting, even Mr. Noir. And together, you will own all the Lord of the Rings movies on DVD. Where did I put my oh here. Uh But whenever Kanaya Miriam sashays on the scene, all the loathing smolders are for her. You are bumped from Torment Formenter all the way down to Urkmage, while Khan gets sexy Vexatrix like it ain't even a thing. Look at her, drinking deep from the cup of Lalonde's hatred that should be for you. However, you also have a big fat pale crush on Khan and can't even get mad. You should probably stop crushing on everyone who gives you the time of day. Yesterday, that dog who lives in the principal's office licked your hand, and you kind of welled up with all manner of emotion. Um, he's always in a dress. That's his thing, right? You know. Then you realize you have had ranch sauce on your fingers. Oh, it's not March yet. Fef tells you to stop goofing off. You trip over in a fluster, but not before you swear to leave her mascaras a little ajar. Boom. Oh. Okay. That's how it happened, I guess. Your flag neatly pierces Kanai's midsection, making a nose like a cocktail weenie put through a hole punch. For a moment, she just stands there blinking at it, covered in grub sauce. Grub sauce. Grub sauce. Oh man. Before she gracefully topples to one side, she has the class and foresight to die on one hip rather than dying on her back. Dying on her back where the flag end would have propped her up at an angle. Practice comes to a screeching halt. Home, home, home. Khan, I'm really sorry. Behind you, you hear the delicate tone of Karkadvantis power chuddering. Tutoring. Fucking har 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 har. She got better. A few things would eventuate. from this. Foremost being that theft made you write a 3,000-word apology to Khan about being a dick and how sorry you were about murdering her accidentally. Karkat developed one shellicious case of anemia. Kanaya forgave you, albeit she made you promise not to pop your collar for a whole sweep. As for Rose, damn. Imagine not being able to pop your collar for an entire sweep. Car, I can't stand it. I can't stand knowing that even if I got harpooned by a colored god flag and bled out everywhere, my death rose wouldn't be one's shed laugh at. Would be the one shed laugh at.
Eridan, there are no words in any human. Eridan,
I can't do it.
Eridan, there are no words in any language, spoken or written, silent or vocal, for how much I loathe you right now.
Thanks, Karkat. Rose Festoon. The Rose Festoon from John and Karkat's first friend date to a school dance. Okay. Your name is Karkat Vantas, and this year's prom, you are gonna stay home and watch Justin to Kelly. There's not a lot left in your life. You have already read all internet paraphernalia on your subject, dealing with grief after you're divorced, the emptied quadrant. All these advise you to get out and keep active, but you cannot. You are simply going to sit on your rump and watch rom-coms all day. To add insult to copious amounts of injury, even the love of your miserable empty life poked her pointed nose in. Karkat, are you still alive?
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
I wasn't.
You have no right to speak to me so kind.
Karkat, if you expire, I will still feel obligated to eat the body.
There was no way to compromise.
Karkat, you've not spoken to me in anything but song lyrics for 3 weeks.
Now that we're living separate lives.
At 6.5 sweeps, you've already experienced enough heartache for 10 adolescents. Someone's now banging the lawn ring door. Thankfully, Crabdad knows you are suffering way too hard. God, have they heard of subtweeting? Oh fuck. It's my. Oh wow, that's a wall of text. Oh, this is missing the standard. Wait, figured it was missing something. There we go.
Hi, Karkat.
Who gave you the dispensation to approach me outside of school? Who gave you the broad-toothed maw permission to even exist metaphysically outside of school?
Karkat, we have totally waved at each other while at Food Barn.
No, I had taken you for a mirage and was trying to banish you back to the depths of Pizza Face Cavern.
Oh, wow, you're being a giant asshole. Also, I just switched to Clarasil. I have a sensitive T-zone.
If this is about homework, selling Grub Scout cookies or Jade, you have 50 seconds of my precious time before I beat you about the head and shoulders. If you have Grub Scout cookies, I will take 5 boxes of the peanut butter ones, then sit here and eat them while thinking of better days.
Damn, you're so young, Karkat.
Okay, aside from Grub Scout cookies, being nasty as heck, I am not here about any of those things. I'm here because I am your buddy, and I am worried about you. You haven't been talking, and you let me hit you first thing in dodgeball, and you caused a pileup in band formation, and when I offered you a pudding cup yesterday, you totally didn't take it. This is intervention. I even put on a tie.
I know about your troubles.
John, I can't stand the fact that I know you just crooked your fingers into air quotes.
This isn't about prom, is it? Isn't it? This is about prom, isn't it?
You know about diddly horse shit. This is not about prom, except how I am not attending it. I'm not attending prom ever again. Proms have brought me nothing but trouble. I do not hold with them.
Dude, it's just that we're all going to know you. We're all going, and you know, you can't come and hang with me and Dave and Jane and Solix. You don't have to see Terezi if you don't want to.
Don't want to see her. John, you dumb piece of shit. I spent every moment of every day wanting to see her. There is not a minute of my life that would not be vastly improved by just being near her and hearing her soothing variety of screeches. I miss her all the time, and I don't care who knows, and you can fill your snigger pouch all you want. That is why prom is horrendous, goddamned no-go.
Oh, I'm doing his voice weird, I guess. It felt weird in my throat.
That is incredibly romantic.
Really?
And that is why you have to go to prom with me.
Damn, even asked him to prom.
This is a little flattering, and I'm sure I only threw up a little. But no, I'm noping. John, I'm falling down all these nopes.
Oh my god, not like that. A dude date, A's bro pals. It'll be totally fun, and we can get up to crazy things. Like once prom is over, we can go and toilet paper a tree, and we'll eat the weird midnight McDonald's menu and just have an awesome time. You and me. It would be the best. Terezi will totally think you are strong and independent, and not sitting at home watching crap like the sweetest thing.
The sweetest thing is an underrated gem.
So how about it?
There they are.
What the fuck do they throw about two prom comings per semester anyway?
Just to find the prom committee budget.
the the prom committee is a corrupt gal, providing nothing but milky prom opiate at the Oz masses.
As masses.
Oh man, spring rolls.
To find out the dark heart behind the swollen AHS prom committee budget, turn to page 41. If you choose to outrun this, I'm like curious now, I guess. What was on 41? I forgot already. Let's be the device. Ah. Eclipse Gum, the beginnings of the whirlwind pale romance that is Karkat and Kanaya. I feel very protective of you.
Which is why you followed me. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe you need a shitload more looking after than I do?
Me, I feel a citation is needed here.
Well, you're impossibly fast and strong. Your skin is pale white and glows. Sometimes you speak like you just ate the dictionary and you're shooting painful grammatical diarrhea out 6 different orifices. You never eat or drink anything that isn't blood or winter frost eclipse gum. How long have you been 7 sweeps?
A while. Like nearly 4 months now. You came to my wriggling day party and my grubba mom made us lactose-free ice cream cake.
Yeah, it tasted like pencil shavings mixed with effluent.
I don't like you drinking milk. It gives you tummy cramps and makes you cranky. And when you
are cranky. I tend to get sympathy cranks, which I amply demonstrated can have untoward results.
Yes, untoward results. Let's call drop kicking equius over the goalpost untoward results. Let me present you with the little informational pamphlet labeled, What are the chances my body is going through? How to not end up in in monster prison before I graduate high school. Let me hit you in the face with this pamphlet until you are thoroughly fucking contused, because you need somebody to. And because that somebody's going to be me.
Carquette, you don't know how long I've waited.
I know what you are.
Say it aloud.
About 3 things you're absolutely positive. First, that Kanai is a rainbow drinker. Second, that there is part of her, and you don't know how dominant that part might be, that thirst for your blood. And third, that you are unconditionally and irrevocably I wish I could read. I can't read. It's just something about like hitting the live button makes it impossible to read, actually. Switch to troll ancestors. Oh, fuck. Damn.
On the 20th by lunar purgy of the first lit season solstice, this prom poses a high school riddle like no other I've seen attended. Although I have obtained a dress with sleeves and ruffles only the most brutal fashionistas would dare, I still feel that my hair is full of aquanet and my heart is full of empty. But then, what did I expect from such a display? I know I resemble Troll Madonna, only hotter. But will this frippery see my plans to fruition? I see the neophyte sulking in the corner, blind and dumb to the murmurs tuned of erasure. She attends this formal only out of belated duty, not desire. What shape would her mouth take were I to run my claws through her back comb to coif and pull? Would she be pliant and ferocious? Would she attend my body with the same passionless precision she wields her piccolo? Or would she stroke her fire all the more heatedly for it being me? Those thoughts assuage my boredom. The night is young. Soon the summoner will drink a surfeit of wine coolers and remove his suit, revealing a t-shirt that proclaims him crazy for Swayze. And then, only then, will he be mine. All around me, callow striplings bounce up and down in parody of dance. If only they understood the true tenets of being sexy. One day, I shall write them all down.
Oh, shit.
My suspicions have been confirmed. The addition of the other high schools to our prom was supremely dumb. Who is this instance invited those malefactors from Exile High beneath my contempt? They have neither elegance nor aesthetics. The one in the heliotrope tux has bared his orthodontics at me for the last 10 minutes, stuffing prickles and depths of my era. Fortunately, no one can tell my cleavage has been augmented. Unfortunately, each dance with the orphaner causes me to rustle, to advance this night in embarrassing Inu. The population of
SBAHJ
Preparatory School had just arrived.
This is stupid, Shelby. Ah. Fuck. This is the fuck. I look away for 5 minutes and it's all dumb middle school memory crap with horrible pacing. This is how it always goes. Seriously, ancestors? Was that priority to really do dumb ancestor jokes? We did run out of money to pay the cast. There are like barely any jokes about marching bands in this. Jeez. Please, guys, this isn't my fault. I had just turned away. I just turned away to down 15 sodas when this happened. Oh my, OMG. That's it. I'm going to put on every single Homestuck t-shirt I own. Shift this fan adventure into gear. We can put memory stuff at the end when we've lost our followers. Yes. BRB. Putting on my 27 shirts. Time for Act 3, motherfuckers. Okay, that was a fun little read. It was fun getting just through the intermission there. But I think that's all I have. I don't know if I want to read further. It might be better to save that. Like I said before, will not be live on Sunday. Yeah. Wait, what happens if I hit a certain button? Wait, I gotta like fix something. Yes. This is the play. And then if I hit like I hit this, what happens? Oh wait. I gotta like turn this off and then hit this button. Oh, there we go. Ha. Then we can turn this off. So this is the end of the stream. I had fun playing some more FriendSim. It was cool seeing the new trolls into FriendSim. Who was the best one out of those new ones? I want to say the best one was what was their name? Oh, sorry. What was their name? Gotta keep the suspense. Actually, who was my favorite? These four were like they're surprised. These four were all surprisingly pretty good. I think the Goro was probably my favorite one of these ones. Gore. Yeah, Gore was probably the top one. Top of number one fella. They were fun. Yeah. What? Yeah. It's kind of a different day, so I'm feeling a little different right now. I gotta do stuff still. I have an adventure tomorrow. I'll be riding in a vehicle for multiple hours. I'm not too sure if I'll be driving, but I shall be in a car for hours and hours on end, and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Not that many hours, but some hours. But yes. If you're still here, farewell and bye.